Alright, there's that. It should be working. Got that. And on my paper, because I need that. It's a little high. Come on now. Cool. Now that's there. Let's go to work. Okay. Let me get this up there. Excellent. Alright, what's happening, everyone? It's your boy Hardcorn, and we're back. We're finally back with some action Taimanin over here. I've been missing the game. I've been away for a little bit. I had some stuff I had to do. But hey, we're back. And we're better than ever, getting ready for ourselves the anniversary lead up, and also talking about things I missed while I was gone for a while. I've been doing some other stuff. It's on the Twitter, it's on everywhere for the most part. But we're here with our purple ladies today, and we're going to be clearing the tower with our special little purple lady here, Miss Uehara Rin. She's got lightning powers, she's got amazing feats of acrobatics as well. And we're going to show just how she does it for sure. Alright. We'll go to the tower, go all the way to the bottom because they don't know how to make it, so you can just warp straight to there. I don't know why. But how you doing there, Scorpio? How you doing there, Narco? Getting ready for all this good stuff today. And make sure she's actually set up for it. Cool, she wasn't. Alright. But what's this anniversary thing people keep talking about? In terms of like the anniversary, there's they have an event that's coming out that has Asagi with her butler outfit, which is similar to her clone Asagi one from Taba and RPGX. And we're gonna have Anne Rose making her first appearance in that same event too during the anniversary setup and there. Whoever wins between the two of them, this is gonna be like our third, pretty much second waifu war stuff. So whoever wins between the two of them will, they will have their own brand new event. They will have a second event. They will have an entire event dedicated to explicitly them. So if like Asagi wins, it's going to be, well, it's going to be Asagi's event. If Anne Rose wins, it's going to be her event. I imagine they've got an event planned for like the both of them, but that's going to take some time regardless. We may end up seeing both, you know, before the year's end maybe. So it's not pretty much we ever lost. We're winners regardless. And also they had the teaser for sure that came out the other day about whatever it is. The supposedly new character. She's not a machine type. She's not a protect. There we go, she's Sue. Volt, Swallow, and we don't need that. We need Volt Sword. There we go. Oh. And yes, Rundrace, America Emily came a lot sooner than we all imagined. It's like, wow. Well, I would have much rather had America Emily when during like the lead into June and July. Like if Emily appeared just like in July, it would make a lot more sense. But no, I'm not Gremory. That's what they did it for. So is Asagi the clone version though, or the non-clone? It's like that's pretty much up to them. For the most part, it looks like it's going to be the what's it called? It doesn't sound like it's going to be the clone version, but she sure as hell is dressed up like one. So it's totally dependent on how Gremory wants to treat her at least. Because because like, what is it? Clone Asagi was in the poll, and she did the poll that Anne Rose won, and she's pretty much a shoo-in to like obviously get in the game at some point. At least there is some sort of alternate skin, or at least pave the way for like similar but different characters, you know, like Clone Yukikaze, Clone Asagi, and Kokawara Boro. And yes, Emily does have a supporter for every single type now, which is fantastic. She joins the group of like Ingrid. What is it? Ingrid, Yukikaze. Yeah, Ingrid, Yukikaze, Rinko, and yeah, that's about it in terms of having a supporter in every single color. You can run a rainbow narcissist build and actually do all right. It's not like the best in the world, but hey, it's pretty cool to have them in the first place. I swear, these things are always just messing with me. I do like Emily's cowgirl outfit a lot. It's a really good look for her. I'm glad that they just, every time they're gonna have an American character in like one of those anime style games, we're just going to have we're just gonna give every one of them a cowkini, or just like the American flag bikini over there, and it's gonna be great. And they really leaned hard into like the Western the Western theming for her, and I love it. Like her weapon is just Agnes Day, but all it has is just like, instead of just regular guns on there, it's just 2 spinning revolvers, and I love it. It's so perfect for like a character like her. Well, actually, no. Like thematically, it's not like the best thing about her, but it's more or less the design of the weapon itself is my favorite, and the costume is really good too. I forgot to put her Magatamas on. I forgot about that. Somebody has those attack booster Magatamas somewhere, and I have to find them now. Hello there, postman. I have returned. I had some stuff I needed to do. We're just over here talking about how Emily got the best costume she's probably going to ever get in her entire life. That's it. We took it off of this because... What is this? The enemies up, enemies up, enemies up, enemies up. Okay, perfect. Miss Sussy Jingle over there. Maybe one day for you. She looks absolutely fantastic in it. I love the outfit. Let's see. Gotta put these on. No, it's a demon booster. All type booster. There we go. Give her the good stuff. Give that. Give that. Good, now she's a mixed attacker. She's a slow, frail, mixed attacker. The best... Oh, not time attack. I clicked on the arena. We're on 3? Yeah, we're on 3. The reason why for attack and not critical Magatamas? Well... I would mostly go try to run crit on something like, Ingrid. That's something, I need a character that has inherently a large crit boosting built into them. So Ingrid gets critical boosting because she has the highest base attack in the game. Everyone else, though, it's like, crit builds are very niche. I'll say that much. Yeah, they're very niche setups. So you need to have a crit in mind, and they have to have the gear for it in the first place. If you don't have it, they're just not going to do it. They're not going to do enough damage. You get attack Magatamas because every character uses attack Magatamas, regardless of whatever build it is. Because attack Magatamas just make your character do inherently more damage. They're just really, really good. And then you get like the damage boost increase against all enemies, and they do 20% more damage regardless. Like, I think the only time that I have a crit equipped for anything is, like, with Ingrid. It's not exactly like a total crit build, but she crits about, I don't know, 70% of the time, and that's good enough for me. She crits where it counts. My goodness, Rin, you just hit so goddamn hard all the time. Like, Jesus, lady, you're so crazy about that sort of stuff. Also, the reason why I just keep using attack Magatamas is because it's very easy to just like make very cheap 5/5 level Magatamas, but the fact that you have to like now you have to go get either critical damage boost or critical rate boost somewhere, it's a very expensive and time and very resource intensive to do, and I just get better mileage out of the attack ones. They're really good for those sort of people who like the I just did 32 million damage off of an Orochi Nagi. Like, I did 32 million damage off of this Orochi Nagi with this one setup. You wouldn't believe how much I've been doing with it. Oh my god. Ow. Well, Narco, it's essentially just up to you on how you want to take that. It's like, there will never be a problem with crit Magatamas on someone like, you won't have a problem with like crit Magatamas on like pretty much any character. Some just have more usage of them than others, but everybody can use attack. It's the specialization feature. There you go, there's our boy. It's the first time we fought Tempest today. No, it's not. Dang, it's not big enough to where I can actually go stand there and hit it. But how y'all been today, though? You guys getting ready to have a good weekend, though? Because it's Friday. You guys got any plans? You got anything you're going to be doing? Because I imagine, it's what, 3:30 in the afternoon right now? Got anything happening in your guys' life at the most part? Because for the most part, for me, it's like I've been very busy regarding trying to find other stuff. And in the meantime, while I try to go do other work and all that sort of things, I've been playing Pokemon. I've been playing Pokemon specifically for like using one Pokemon only during the entire run with minimal leveling or no leveling at all. And it's been an experience for sure. I love it a lot. I will probably start that sort of series here at some point because I really like doing that, and I want to share the turmoil with you guys. And yes, the damage with Rin is absolutely ridiculous. I have some choice words for Rin that I've written down, I think, earlier. Get some notes about it. I think I wrote it down somewhere. Oh, you saw... Oh, well, there, Raptor, you saw the Cynthia versus Ash final episode. Well, I imagine that turned out pretty interesting for Cynthia. I mean, it's Ash. She's not allowed to exactly win or lose, but it's also, the championship edition, I guess. Any luck with getting the job? Well, I'm pretty much a shoo-in for the most part, because I don't think I'm about to fail my drug test. Oh, you got to work this weekend, Narco? That sucks. The new job that I applied to is going to put me on a lot of weekends for sure. But at least I'll probably have some weekdays off, so I could probably get some streams going on as well. Oh, and Ash won. That's pretty much to be expected. They're not going to let Cynthia win. Because what are they doing? They've been building up the anime for like Ash to actually have a chance at the Pokemon League and win for the last 25 years. Yeah. Doesn't surprise me one bit. Oh yeah, thank God you only got four. You got to work 4 hours tomorrow there, Postman, so you can get the booze going on over there. There you go. That's a good ass weekend you got on there. You only got to work like what? You said at one point it was like not 8, like 8 to 12 or something. So you only had to worry about just come in for 4 hours and then the rest of your day is free. So it's effectively like not even working. Ash already won a league. Oh, that's right, he did. He won that what, like 3 years ago? Was 3 years ago or something? That was like the Alolan League or something like that. I don't remember. Well, for the most part, though, I gotta go take like the piss test or whatever on Sunday. I'll see how that turns out, and if it does turn out well, I've got the job, and if it doesn't, there's I've got an interview on like Tuesday as well. So on that day, I'll probably see like I'll finally make my decision on whether or not like do I want to go with one company or the other, or if even the other company wants me, because I had another interview yesterday that I went to. That went pretty well. Because I imagine everybody can relate at least to like the level of the struggle of finding a job, or at least finding a job that you can like have a good balance of things in there. Because the two jobs that I really wanted are this one in like effectively, if I take either of these jobs, they're going to like really advance me as like a person and also bring forth my career. But either way, that's enough about the life side of blogging things. And Ash did work his way up. He really started from the bottom all the way back there in Kanto. Got his ass handed to him across the next 24, 23 or 24 years. And now he comes out here and just finally floors the league. He's taking on champions and winning too, which is great. Fantastic. He won 2 leagues, Alola and the Orange Isles leagues. Funny how each league he won took place in a tropical setting. That is pretty cool there, Rundrace. I honestly forgot that. Yeah, that's right. I never watched the Orange Isle League, so I didn't even know that like he won inside there. And thank you, Solid Redfield. I love No More Heroes. I've yet to play the 3rd game, but I love the first 2. I love the music in there most of all. But one more thing on Pokemon. The last few days, well, like the last, I think, about 9 days, I think I've completed Pokemon Emerald at least 4 times. And on my Twitter, I've been sitting there just like blogging day in and day out about how like playing Pokemon, like the people, for one thing, let me get one thing straight. There's always been a long time standing meme of just leveling your starter and then just using them to like overpower the entire league and see if you can win, and you'll just win the league that way. Well, the thing is, when people overlevel their starters, well, yeah, when they explicitly just use one Pokemon and just their starter only, they tend to get them overleveled. Whenever I would do a sort of solo run regarding like a Pokemon or anything like that, like Tauros or Heracross or anything like that, I don't level them. I think that like the most lowest minimum level I can keep them at without getting too strong. And let me tell you, playing the game normally and then like playing the game at like minimum level with one Pokemon only actually makes the game extremely challenging. I love it a lot. Everybody should try it. It's a really fun aspect. The Pokemon's really short too. Because I know I want to do it again, but at least like use a Pokemon that I liked a lot. I loved my Lotec run. That was That was absolutely that was like 11 hours of pure adrenaline and just like having to take weird, unprecedented risks I've never had to do before. Because what do you do when you don't have coverage? Well, you just got to learn how to get way better at the game and start planning a lot more. But No More Heroes will finally be on Steam this October. Really? It's actually coming to Steam this October? I never knew that. I knew obviously it came out on Switch, and I was just like, dude, I don't want to buy a Switch for this. That's literally one game, and I don't want to set up the emulator. I don't want to set up like Yuzu or Ryujinx or anything like that at the moment. Oops. 12, 13. But did I play Travis Strikes Again? Yes, I did. I did play Travis. I did play that game. I liked Travis Strikes Again. What was it? The gameplay of Travis Strikes Again I was not much of a fan of because it feels like if you guys have ever played a game from the company called Treasure, they made Gunstar Heroes, they made Stretch Panic, Dynamite Heady, Contra Hardcore, a whole bunch, and Ikaruga, Radiant Silvergun. They make a whole bunch of like puzzle style shooting games and also like action games. Travis Strikes Again felt like that. It felt like a Treasure game, but it also felt just as bad too. Like it has the same problems that they do. But the thing I love most of all about Travis Strikes Back or Travis Strikes Again, I forget what the name is. But the thing about that game is the visual novel segments where you have to talk to the guy. I think his name's not. It's not Kamui. It's not Sumio Mondo either. That's the guy from Killer is Dead. I forget who it is, but the guy that you have to talk to during the visual novel segments of Travis Strikes Again is actually no. Now I get it. The visual novel segments of Travis Strikes Again are some of the best part of the game. The actual gameplay is atrocious. I would rather be playing the original 2 games. Well, I would rather be playing the first 3 games than ever playing the missions again for Travis Strikes Again. Oh yeah, the whole the Killerverse thing. I think that's what it's called. No, it's Kill the Past. That's it. That's the whole universe that Suda has created with Flower, Sun, and Rain, the Silver Case, the 25th Ward, Detroit, Report from Hell, Killer 7, Killer is Dead. By God, you could almost say Lollipop Chainsaw if you really wanted to make a stretch for it. But there's a lot of games that really work well in there. And I could really just go on about how, Suda, when he's a serious writer and he gets to really flex his, creative muscle in a writing sense, he's, a really compelling, he's a really compelling writer. Yeah, everybody should go play The Silver Case. It's one of my favorite visual novels. The Silver Case and the 25th Ward are probably one of my favorite visual novels ever. They're effectively like an interactive book, but they're so very good. They're crime drama thrillers, but in a Japanese sense. And I like that a lot. Flower, Sun, and Rain does the same thing too, but it plays like a mystery game. Not just oh, we gotta pick up the clues like L.A. Noire. No, it's you play it like a fucking 1990s point and click game. But it's it's actually, I think it came out in 2002, so it's just right at the cusp of that sort of thing. He made a point and click game on the fucking PlayStation 2, and I love it. Shadows of the Dam, that's it. That's the game I was trying to remember. I didn't play much of Shadows, so that's probably why I don't remember it. Midori Midorikawa is the daughter of Fleming from Shadows of the Dam. Wow. That is actually quite a revelation for sure. Sometimes though, the other day I was one of the accounts that I've been following on Twitter lately was this thing called Visual Novel Bot, and they have the guy who runs that account is a massive fan of Suda51's works, so that they have all three of like his big staple VNs on there, or at least what he likes to call VNs. They're not really VNs at all. But when I saw them portrayed in that light, and I was thinking about Killer 7. Yeah, I was thinking about Killer 7, because Killer 7, when you start playing it as a game itself, the gameplay is like atrocious. It's like really, it doesn't feel good at all. It's like really cumbersome, to say the least. And quite literally, it's probably built on the same engine that was used for Flower, Sun, and Rain and the Silver Case. Like, it plays like fucking crap. But Killer 7 is one of the most atmospheric pieces that I've ever played in my entire life. I will stand by that. It's very, very good. It's not because it's not a good game. It's a good visual novel. That's how I like to say it. Killer 7 really also needed the cut content that was lost during its development to turn it from a visual novel into a game. Because Killer 7 needs a lot of development in its characters. So instead of being able to just really lean into the relationship of like Dan and Curtis, who we barely know anything about at all, and they've actually like a big plot point about them, they had to cut that for making it into the game, and it still feels cool. But Killer is Dead feels like it should be in the sort of same universe as Killer 7. I think it was actually I think Killer is Dead was created exactly to what is it, end the thoughts of the kill the past universe, I guess. I don't know. Do I know about the Snatcher radio drama that Suda made with Kojima? No, I did not. I've never actually played Snatcher myself, because it feels like because obviously Snatcher is one of those like interactive animes you can actually play yourself and do all kinds of crazy stuff in there. And I would probably like it because it's one of those like neo-noir sort of settings, but it takes place in the future. I guess that would be called cyberpunk these days, but it's not really cyberpunk stuff. It's just like a noir novel, but it just takes place in the distant future. But no, I would probably have to go look at that. I would probably have to go find that the Snatcher radio drama for that, and actually go listen to it myself, or at least read it, because that actually sounds really, really cool. Like, I will probably have to end up looking that up later. These are machines. Actually, no, she takes less damage from machines. Who has the machine booster? Oh no, it's a machine character gets stronger. Where is it? Oh, damn it. You know, we could probably use this. No, it doesn't deal electrocution. Damn it. Ah, there it is. There she is. I knew I had a machine buster somewhere. But the Japanese version of Killer 7 also uses English voice acting exclusively, and the subtitles for Kill and Die are shown in red kanji. Killer 7, I think, is one of those games that was explicitly built from English from the ground up. I think it's a similar situation to like Resident Evil as well, where they're built for English, and then they translate it from English back to Japanese. Because obviously when you play Killer 7 in English, they don't have the speech is obviously very garbled, and you can't understand what the things they're saying. Well, no, like, well, when NPCs talk, and they have the, what is it? The PS2 version of Killer 7 has doesn't have the wobbling text, but the PC and GameCube version of Killer 7 do have the wobbling text. They don't have the red kanji that was in the Japanese version, so there's like regional differences and variants that are actually like really cool about that game. And I like that a lot. There's probably some sort of like a cut content mod out there for the PC version of Killer 7 where it restores all of the missing red text for it. Yeah, Killer 7 has a PC port. It's like, yeah, Killer 7 has a PC port. It runs pretty nicely. But here's the thing about the Killer 7 PC port. It's got really, really shittily implemented controls. So you're almost better off playing the version on Dolphin with mouse support. Because I remember, like, my friend was playing Killer 7 on the PC version, because, you know, it's like when I play it on our big screen TV. And when he was playing it, it's like, it's so rough to play, even with the mouse controls. Not with, like, the mouse aiming. So it's like a bad emulated version on PC. Well, here's a little rumor I heard about when Killer 7 got released. When you go into look into the core files of Killer 7 on PC, it's Dolphin emulator, but in a wrapper that goes in like onto Steam. So the game runs pretty great. It runs really nicely. But the thing is, it's not like the best. We are fighting humans. Dirty humans. Feel my power. Doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo. Yeah, that's Capcom style for sure when it comes to games in a Western setting. It's either going to work very well because the people behind it know exactly what the hell they're doing and can make it work like nicely and it plays well, or it's going to have like the weirdest, most archaic and ass backwards controls you'll ever see. Because I remember like we looked at the button configs for like, okay, I want to do a quick turnaround. No, the best one was like when we looked for like the button to reload. The button for reloading isn't like R. You would think it would be R or something like that because R, reload, it's the perfect alliteration and it's like so easy to understand. No, I think reload is like E. And then to interact with something is space. Because obviously Killer 7 doesn't use WASD controls. You hold the button to advance forward and then you have to press it to stop. Then hold a button to scan the Heaven Smile. And then you can lock on as well. It's so fucking bad. Because I remember it's like, if you guys want to check out a really deep cut, super old video on my channel, you can go check out my entire Killer 7 Let's Play. Where I go from like a fresh file of, I think it was like a fresh file of Killer 7. And I go all the way to the end and unlock Killer 8. Like I think I spent like there's a whole video on there where I have a talk about like the lore as well. I really like that game a lot. I want to go back to it one day and like play it on stream because it's a really fucking cool game. But it's effectively like the older I get and the more that I think about Killer 7 and how it should have been a visual novel rather than like this really, really rough game. It's like, dude, this should have been a visual novel, and it would have been it would probably been Suda's strongest visual novel ever. Because when I played 25th Ward and the Silver Case, there I go again, just like sitting there and praising that game again, because it is 100% Suda just flexing that literary muscle of his and making like the most engaging and fucking weird characters you've ever seen, and I love it. I think there, oh yeah, but exactly right there, Postman, is that there's what's it called? Lost Planet for PC. Lost Planet for PC, I think, run on the MT Framework engine, so that actually runs very good on PC, but it's very rough to work with. I remember also, like, Devil May Cry 4 for PC obviously has it runs on MT Framework as well. Anything that really was on MT Framework just runs like fantastically. There's no doubt about it. Because original Devil May Cry 4 that was released in like 2000, like the PC version released in like 2008 or 2009, or at least in like 2010, it came out a couple of years, like it came out like just shortly after the original release. But in that game, like, you can get like 500 FPS on like integrated graphics, and it won't, like, the game doesn't hiccup at all. And the thing is, I have no idea how they managed to do it, but in their process of making the Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition, they managed to hamper the performance of the engine by like 50%. It's not like exactly 50%, but it's like, it's not as strong as like the original release was. I think they probably made some effects changes somewhere along the line. Oh god, he's gonna fucking heal. But when I say like it was a 50% hit performance, I mean like I was getting 800 FPS and now I'm getting 400 FPS. I literally have no problems with the game at all. It's like still rock solid and really, really good to play, because the MT Framework engine is like black magic of sorts. Like, you can't even believe it exists. They made Resident Evil 5 on that thing, and that game runs nice. Well, it doesn't run so nice on a 360. Where is Furfur? Where's my demon mommy? I need her back. I just can't find my demon mommy. There she is. She's actually in the middle of the screen. But Ghost of Tsushima is being made by an American studio. The English voices are the original and the Japanese voices are a dub. Wow. So is there actually like a subs versus dubs argument for Ghost of Tsushima? I want to actually figure that out. Are there people who have like subs versus dubs Ghost of Tsushima? Because that is so perfect. Because whenever I think of like the subs versus dubs argument, I think of two things. Not Metal Gear. No, Metal Gear would probably fit the bill. But I think of Full Metal Alchemist and King of the Hill. King of the Hill has like a Japanese dub and also an English dub as well. But the most famous one, obviously, to Americans is like the English. The most famous one around the world is like the English dub. So there are actual there's actual discourse in Japan between fans of the series of whether or not you want to hear Hank Hill says he wants to sell you propane in Japanese or in English, which is better. And I just think like, wow, people will really argue about anything, will they? I don't know about you guys though, but well, yeah. Speaking of Japanese series, I don't know about you, but I love Yakuza. Yakuza as a series is like, if you ever watched a crime drama movie or like a crime series, that's like that game effectively allows you to live the dream of like a crime boss syndicate, of a crime lord, and also like as a grunt work in as doing grunt work for like, the mob or anything like that, or the Yakuza. Because the Yakuza series is like, it's very strange because it obviously takes life role-playing elements from Shenmue, but it also has like really solid combat, and it actually feels good to do things in that game. And also the fact that like fucking Yakuza is like really gripping. Like, it's a crime drama sort of story that like every male can resonate with on like an inherent level. Like, I don't think like everybody who plays Yakuza like at least like Kiwami or like really any sort of like Yakuza footage you see, like they enjoy it. Like it's just one of those games that speaks to people because it's just, you know, it's cinematic. It's very cinematic because it's based off of fucking crime drama movies. But it's like it's cinematic, but also like the kind of cinematic that doesn't make you want to rip your head off. You remember Yakuza 1 on PS2, but look where Yakuza is now. It's like, that's right. I played Yakuza 1 on the PS2. That's an interesting game for sure. I do like how they got Mark Hamill for Majima in the PS2 version of the of Yakuza. It's a very weird choice for sure, but it works out very well because honestly, I would have never Mark Hamill as Majima. It works. It really does. I like it a lot. Like if there was ever going to be like a character, like a guy who do anything, who has the vocal range and like the ability to demand the attention, it would be probably Mark Hamill as Majima. It's really good. Yeah, I mean Majima effectively in Yakuza 1 and 2, he effectively acts like as the Joker personality. He fits the bill for like Japanese Joker, you know, like the Joker we all know from like the fun-loving asshole man who's Batman's arch nemesis, like that Joker. That guy is like, he just takes that idea and then puts it into like, he puts his spin on it and it's great. They have a lot of fun with it. There's more than one Warriors game though, Postman. I never knew that. I played the Warriors like for PS2. That's a fucking great game, by the way. Everybody should go play the Warriors for PS2. And if you don't want to play it, I have an entire playthrough of the Warriors PS2 on the channel. It's a really great series. I remember I recorded that during Christmas like 3 years ago. That was a really cool time in my life. Because honestly, I would love to go play Yakuza on the channel. That's a really, that's a fun game. But Metal Gear Solid and 1 to Peace Walker were JP originally and English dubbed. And then Revengeance and 5 were English original and JP dub. Well, I figured the MGS1 was originally Japanese because I think like when you're in the... when Snake is making the swim up there to the to Shadow Moses, you get to see like the opening credits and you get to see like the translation team, and so it means it's like the lead English translation team guy was like some person with a German last name, so I figured it's like, okay, this is going from Japanese to English, so maybe there's some things lost. And of course, Mr. Hideous Kojima is a massive movie buff, and he spent all of his money over there at Konami to hire fucking Kiefer Sutherland and bankrupt the entire series creatively for Metal Gear. It's a very interesting setup for him. Did I get reversed? No, I didn't get reversed. These fucking ninjas every single time. They always have like their last possible second that they avoid it because they input read so much. That's why if I had the fucking lightning bolt, they would have died instantly. Heavy machine gun. Where's she at? Where's my baby girl at? There you are. No, I mean, like, I know Postman. I know the Warriors movie. It's also based off a really good book, too. Warriors is a really great movie, though. Everybody should go watch the fucking Warriors movie from 1979. That's fucking awesome. But Death Stranding's original voice acting is English, which makes sense with these sort of actors involved. I mean, it does. They got what? They got Sean Schemmel. They have the guy from like The Walking Dead. I don't know. I don't actually remember the characters in there. I know they got Mads Mikkelsen in that game, which is like, it's a pretty big draw actually for the most part. Because I was wondering, like, does Kojima really have that much money and like enough capital behind him to hire people like Mads Mikkelsen to get to like to work with? Because it's like, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, Mads costs like, yeah, Guillermo del Toro as well. Like Del Toro and Mads cost a pretty penny to hire on your team. So I guess Kojima is really like, he's commanding. He's a, gotta turn that down. It's fucking loud. Look at that, we're in the gym again, guys. It's like loud on my end, Jesus. We're in the gym, we're gonna go level up our stuff and our HP so we can go fight the enemies. Whoosh. Yeah, the casting was interesting and the budget went out quickly. I honestly wish that I honestly wish that Kojima would go back to writing sci-fi stuff. Well, he does like write soft sci-fi stuff with his, like the Metal Gear series, and obviously with Death Stranding he went all the way with it. But I would just really like Kojima to I would like him to go back and make another Snatcher type game where it's like a very small scale game, but it's got the Kojima charm. We don't need another MGS4. I just want another like neo-noir sort of setting, because he's actually really good at that sort of stuff. It's very underrated for Mr. Kojangles. That's right. The guy who Mads Mikkelsen provided his likeness for the game. He didn't provide any voices. And of course, Mads Mikkelsen, obviously, even probably for his likeness, he probably charged like $250,000 for it. Mr. Kojima tends to work with a lot of high-profile celebrities, because Mr. Kojima is a celebrity up to himself. The MGS2 PC port actually got a nice improvement by a guy called Mr. V. It doesn't randomly freeze anymore, and graphics are fixed from the get-go. So it actually, like, they took the assets from the HD collection that they made a few years ago, and they put that in the game now. Like, I can actually play that version on PC now, because I'll do it. I would 100% love to go play MGS2 again. That's probably like one of my favorite Metal Gear games for sure. If anything else, I would love a PC. I would love to have someone like a source port of, yeah, a fucking source port of Metal Gear Solid 3, the still best to date Metal Gear Solid game. I can't remember his name, but an NPC in Death Stranding is voiced by the Adam Jensen VA. The Adam Jensen VA actually does get around a lot. Like, he doesn't do, like, the Adam Jensen guy doesn't explicitly do just, like, games only. He does voice work for commercials, too. Because he's got that really gravelly sort of voice that's, like, perfect for that sort of thing. Perfect for like explaining like, buy this brand new car. Actually, there's like there's a commercial where it's like Adam. I think that, no, it's not a commercial. Yeah, it is a commercial. There's a video out there. It's called Adam Jensen Tells You to Buy a Car, and it's literally just like a commercial where the voice actor for Adam Jensen is just literally doing a car commercial for some like car that came out like 10 years ago. And I think like that's fantastic. Dude, fuck you, Chris Maton. I hate you so much. You're legitimately like the worst enemy in the game. You and your friends can go die in a fire. I'm probably gonna need to go find like a copy of like PC MGS2 again, because I haven't touched that. I haven't touched the PC version of that game in like years because I didn't like playing it on there. It was like, ugh, it was so rough. I got a bunch of bugs, and also like I don't think my computer was capable of like running it very well, so I had a lot of problems with it too. All right. Now we're on our favorite. Now we're on our big favorite friend here, Mr. Tempest. Tempest 2.0. I really hope this works. Like, if you really ever wanted a testament to just how brain dead Rin is, I'm on the 35th floor, and the only time I had to pay attention was like, and the only time I had to pay attention like the last 5 minutes was on the last stage, on 34 and 35, because, I mean, 35 you have to pay attention, you're just gonna get blown up, and 34 it's fucking Christmaton. All right, you sent me a link there, Postman. That's fine. I'll check it out after this. Shock rounds. Oh shit, she's gotten invincible. Fuck, there it is. Fucking did it again. Literally hit 2 times in the span of a single second. There we go. My god. Because I wanted to break its armor, but it sure as hell didn't do that. No, I broke its armor the wrong way because I didn't do the proper setup for it.
I didn't do the proper setup so I could beat Tempest under the first attempt rather than anything else.
Fucking big-ass nerd moment right there.
It's like, if I have enough damage to deal over there against Rin, and I'll be able to hit Tempest 2.0 and break his armor for almost various types of damage and all sort of stuff.
If these guys could ever improve MGS3 with actual online co-op, you would never play anything else for the rest of your life. I would rather just have like you made MGS2, not 2. You put MGS3 into like MG Metal Gear Solid Online 2. Just do that again. We don't need anything else. Just make that. That's literally the best goddamn thing ever. It is so cool. It's thematically brilliant. All right, now we have to focus. God damn it. Oh, great. Now we have to focus. All right. Nope. Oh, there I go. I messed it up again. I forgot to select the mission, and then you have to go back inside it. All right. We don't need melee booster. We need, first of all, we need to be a lot less risky. That's for sure. Particles? Yes, please. That's actually what I wanted. Volt spin. Oh, we're not going to use Volt Rush. That's asking for her to get totally killed by that. Nah, I think we're actually just fine for the most part. We just have to, like, concentrate. But getting that particle booster up will be perfect. Because that way she has an ultimate ready for when it starts. it's 50% bar. It's not like what I would have wanted exactly. Good. And that should probably kill. There we go. All right. Now we can continue. But in terms of like Metal Gear Solid 3, Metal Gear Solid 3 is probably the one Metal Gear game that I go back to the most. Because I remember I played it one time, like I played it recently. I think it was about almost like with the beginning when like with all the COVID sort of stuff started, I sat at home and like I played Metal Gear Solid 3. And I thought like, wow, this game's still great. I loved it. And then my emulator crashed on the fight with my emulator crashed on the final part where you have to like do the gun face off with Ocelot on the airplane, and I was so fucking angry. I have yet to pick up the game ever since after that, because the last time I saved was like a long time ago before the boss fight started, because I was just sitting there like just enjoying the game for the most part. I'm like, oh fuck, I hate it so much. I will more or less need to get better at like when you fight the boss herself. I would need to just get like better as a player at that point, because like she's very difficult, but it's man, losing all that progress just made me turn off the game after that point. It's not like I don't like the game. I love it a lot, but it's like the fact that it's just like I lost so much progress at that point. I'm like, I'm done. I've beaten this game before. I know what happens. Yeah, I was right at the end. I just like, I'm done. I don't want the struggle of that anymore. Oh no, Solid Redfield. If I was doing a DSP impersonation, I need to put a couple more ha-has. I need to put a couple of ha-has in there every once in a while, because he just loves doing that for some reason. I don't know why. He sounds like a brain dead Mickey Mouse at that point. But speaking of brain dead, there we go. The only times I ever have to think about the game is when they actually have content that is walling against the build I'm using. Because right now, these like tiny enemy-based missions with like mini-boss level enemies against Rin, it doesn't matter. Like I literally just sit there and just have the time of my fucking life. That will 100% change when I get to 60 though. Then when I get to like past 450, where I have to slightly pay attention. But it's Rin. Well, let me find my paper for that though. I think now is any time is now is a great one to say that. Let me get a drink. Oh, that's nice. Another fallen soldier over there. Alright. Rin is one of the worst things mechanically and stylistically to happen to Action Taimanin. She's effectively a rocket-powered bulldozer. So now all you have to do is just stack damage. That's it. There's like zero strategy, zero semblance behind her. You can do anything you want and you'll win. You can throw random supporters at her and she'll win. Her skills are busted. Her motions are busted. Everything about her is just absolutely broken in general. She doesn't have any sort of like thing you have to learn either as like a player. Like there's no sense of reason that you need to do anything with her. It's like, okay, she just exists and continues to keep existing to do millions upon millions of damage for zero investment and zero thought. Like there's no reason for like anyone to like lose with content with her unless you're being extremely cocky or are very undergeared or trying a challenge. Like I lost because I got cocky. I was getting extremely cocky when I was fighting Tempest and I lost 3 times. Literally, if you lose with Rin, it's your own fault. She has like the tools and everything behind her to be like to become an absolute powerhouse with like poverty levels investment. That's what makes her so strong. Like I absolutely like do not like Rin because of this. Like with Micah, I had to learn how to rely not so much on my basic attack and learn how to do proper positioning so I can keep enemies from getting ganged up on her. Rin, I don't have to do that. I just keep moving forward. There's nothing to learn with that. You just keep attacking at all costs, and there's like you keep attacking at all costs, and there's just barely any reasons for the enemies to pay you back in terms of your aggression. They can obviously keep hitting her, but her healing skill has 4 hits to it, her healing skill is 4 hits in the first place. Most healing skills get regarded to a small tick and are at least like 1 to 2 hits. She has a 4-hit healing skill, which is unprecedented and extremely strong because it has the course correction and everything. Like, why does Gremory do this sort of stuff? Their game is not mechanically complex enough to allow them to have like a character of such inane strength, and like the enemies in Action Taimanin are not mechanically strong enough to warrant a character such as Rin to where she can do anything, and the enemies are like brain dead ragdolls. There's no reason for like Rin to exist in the way she does. Characters like Felicia can exist because they're paper thin and super weak from like taking a single hit. Like 5,000 damage is like par for the course with Felicia if you don't have investment. And even with investment, you're still taking like a ton of damage with her. Like even then, I'm still taking a ton of damage with Rin right now, but it doesn't matter because she just dealt like 700,000 damage right then and there in the span of 2 seconds. It's fucking insane. Like she is effectively like a big fish. Like, you know, it obviously knows like the metaphor of big fish in a small pond. Rin is like a fucking whale in a thimble. Like honestly, you know, the writing was on the wall with like Felicia, because Felicia obviously is a character who is on the same sort of power level as Rin, but like in terms of like versatility, strength, crowd control, healing, you name it, this character is like absolutely perfect. But people don't like Felicia because she's a flat-chested demon lolly. I like Felicia because she's fucking cute. But the thing is, when you gave the fat-titted option to someone like Rin, when you gave a fat-titted damage dealer on the same level as like Felicia, and made it to like, and then you just made Rin essentially, you made Felicia 2, which is Rin. And then like, oh man, Rin is like a big thick mommy who is like a big massive coon all day every day. It's like, are you serious? Like at least with Felicia, I had to learn how to keep myself out of danger. With Rin, I don't have to learn anything. I could suffer a brain hemorrhage and still be able to clear floor 75 with her. That's my little rant about Rin. I don't like her mechanically. I don't like a lot of things about her. So we're gonna fight demons. Okay. Particle accelerator. We need to change this again for her. And get our little special friend Fur. I wish I had that little Onigumo. Because I wish I had Onigumo because it's like 44% damage to demons in the blue element. It's like, yes, please. Oh my god, I could just run one build all day. Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 tie for your best overall Metal Gear game. Might be an unpopular opinion, but when it comes to pure gameplay, Metal Gear Solid 5 is your favorite. I like Metal Gear Solid 5 a lot. I think I actually played through the game 2 whole times, and I don't regret it at all. Well, I would probably regret it more if I had to actually like do all the development again, because that was like 70 hours of work. But when I actually played the game again this summer and did that, it was really fun. Like, I did all 70 missions on stream, and that was a lot of fun. I really liked it a lot. Sneaking feels super good. I loved it a lot. So good. Boss fights are pretty solid. Well, some are pretty solid. Sahelanthropus was a nice fight. Man on Fire, not so much. You don't have like your Colonel Volgin or the End or anything like that. Colonel Volgin, the End, the boss, Fat Man, Vamp, Fortune, nothing like that. No weird gimmick fights or anything fun like that. It's just straight combat. Sneaking is at its absolute peak though in 5. I will say that much. But they made an open world game and they had a lot of stuff that got cut out of it, so it really hurt the game a lot. Which is very sad. Like, during that entire playthrough, when someone asked me about like Metal Gear Solid 5 when I played the game, it's like, wow. It was a very sad experience. It was very sad experience. It's like, I wish the game, it was me wishing the game was better thematically, because I'm very satisfied mechanically. Yeah, I don't like Rin at all. I don't like Rin Postman. I don't like her at all. She's a fucking disappointment. She is. I don't want to start it again, but she's the loaded character. She's a loaded character in the sense it's like she was built to win in the first place. She's Kumbait. I mean, this whole series is that sort of thing, but it's like she just feels so explicit. Oh, whatever. What do I... What is a TGS? It's like, Oh yeah, now I remember. Have you guys ever played any of the Metal Gear... Have you played the Metal Gear games for like the NES and the MSX? So it's like Metal Gear 1 and 2. Because they're actually like, they're not too bad games. They're pretty short for the most part, so you can probably do them in like, just an afternoon. I think probably like a first time playthrough would probably take like 6 hours or something. At least for probably like Metal Gear 1, that would probably take like 6 hours for someone to do, like for a first timer. Like, it's not long at all. That's what I liked about it. Well, effectively also like, that's what I liked about the other Metal Gear games. They're pretty short. Well, at least in the gameplay department, it's like 2 hours of solid gameplay.
The bunnies.
Demons human? Okay, we got the right one. Is it that they made her too good, or is it her character? It's essentially both. They're Rundrace. Like, Who is Rin? Who is Uehara Rin? Really? Like, we don't have any sort of like long ass back. We don't have any sort of like visual novel lore, sort of like lore development about Rin. She appeared in like what, Taba for the first. She appeared in Taba a few times, and that's about it. It's like, all right, that's it. That's all we know about Rin. She's hot. She's a teacher. She's related to Shikanosuke. Shikanosuke has like much larger development than she ever has in the first place. That's why everybody likes Shikanosuke, and it's like I can't like Rin because I don't know anything about Rin at all in the first place. And also, Rin is fucking busted as shit. There's no learning curve with Rin. It's like, okay, get in the car. You are driving the car. It's fucking it. Fucking hate her. Why do you have Rin then? Because I'm a fucking hopelessly addicted to this game. And I have to let it go sometimes. Realize the bosses. What are you... Postman, what are you talking about in terms of, like, the TGS or anything like that? What did happen anyways? Oh, no, that's right. When I was... Because when you were talking about Tokyo... Because, like, when I was talking about Yakuza earlier, because Tokyo Game Show was on earlier, and they had some stuff about Yakuza, that's what I was talking about. Because I got sidetracked about Majima. But on Tokyo Game Show, they have brand new footage of Lost Judgment has come to PC. They're having Yakuza Ishin, which is that PS3 title that takes place explicitly in like old timey period Japan. No, it's a period piece about samurai and stuff, but using the Yakuza style that everybody knows and loves. For our Metal Gear fans, though, what did you guys think of Metal Gear Survive? Now, that's a game. That's a game that's very, very odd. Oh no, I'm gonna die. Yeah, I'll never say that Rin isn't hot. Rin is like one of the most beautiful characters in this entire game. She really scrapes, like, she hits the top of the ceiling for characters with me like Asuka, Asagi, and Rinko. I will never say that Rin is an ugly character, because it's just not true. Alright, now we're going to go into more butt-blasting builds, because now we're actually fighting some enemies that can hit back. She's a human character with massive damage. It's Rin. We don't talk about Survive. It doesn't exist. Yeah. I remember I looked up not Digimon Survive. Well, Rune Days. We're talking about Metal Gear Survive. It's a spin-off that was made with the Fox engine that was made to cash in off of like the last possible thing that they wanted to use before scrapping the Fox engine and moving to something else. Moving on to Unreal in terms of like an engine or anything like that. That's what they did with Metal Gear Survive. I'm gonna miss Electric Volt. Chain Volt's really good though. Oh wait, isn't Digimon Survive the game that Yeah, Digimon Survive released recently, didn't that? Because I remember about that. I remember hearing about that game, like, you know, it got information about it. It was released like no less than a week before it was supposed to come out. Like, okay, they just started advertising it like it was, you know, like anything else. It's like, okay, there you go. There was zero hype behind the game. And everybody wondered, like, what the fuck happened to Digimon Survive? I'm probably wrong. I'm probably guessing wrong, but I know it was a Digimon game. Digimon fans not eating well or eating at all because the Bandai Namco just doesn't care about them. And Metal Gear Survive, it's that game deserves to be forgotten. That is a very, very that's a crappy game, I'll say that much. Bam! Oh, darn it, Astaroth. You literally just sidestepped my entire thing.
What is this, Tekken? You're playing your Korean backdash gameplay? Oh no, she's confused.
Oops. Oh.
Astaroth. Astaroth. Come here, baby. Oh, jeez.
Bam! Oh, wow, I didn't kill her. Goodness gracious. Oh no. It's Kurenai. It's Miss Shiganji Kurenai. She's gonna blow our ass up. Oh yeah, that's right. I remember I saw, like, what was it on. They revealed there's gonna be some DLC for like Village or something like that, and it's supposed to be like a third-person shooter gameplay, where it's like that guy's daughter or something. I don't know. I've yet to play that game or get it in any sort of capacity, so I'm a bit lost on why is his daughter there? Why are they going from first person to third person? But I guess Resident Evil is a totally different series now for the most part. It's very weird. But Tekken 8 getting revealed though. Hey, howdy, hey, love it. Can't wait to not get it on release and wait for characters I want to get in the game to appear. Because I will be honest, I bought Tekken 7 because Geese Howard was in it. I love my man Geese. He's mechanically complex for a good reason, and he's fun. What's my bar at? Pick up the phone, call me. Oh, get back here. Down. Oh, perfect. She's dead. Oh, darn it. Just barely missed. Like throwing a goddamn shotgun at them. Come here, Micah. I am approaching. Good. All right, that's one of the scary floors over with. I think it's, yeah, 49 that has them on there, because 48 is just a Nomad collection. Oh, yeah. That teaser trailer we saw the other day, obviously, is Everybody speculates it to be Anne Rose, but I don't know about you guys, but I really hope it's Snake Lady. I made a speculation post, I think, like 8 or 9 months ago, talking about how Snake Lady would work or anything like that, or a grappler type character, and it's like, there we go. Snake Lady is green and purple, so I mean, it's perfect. Let's get Snake Lady in the game. We already know Anne Rose is a shoo-in. That's what I want. That's what I want. That's my Anne Rose. That's the character I'm gonna post every day about until she gets in the game. It's like daily Kalia. That'd be a fun one. Join that with like daily Anne Rose and daily Kara the Bloodlord. Oh no. I wish Inger could still have her cool overhead hop. Nice. Goodbye, Oboro. See you and your fat ass later. They are going third person because there's a female main character in the DLC. Is it? Is that why they would want to go to like first person? I never really thought of it that way. Because we've obviously had, you know, like female protagonists before, and they were never in third person. Well, most of the time they were. It sells better to men if it's first person, and it sells better to women if it's in third. Is that the level of thinking there for Capcom's marketing division? Resident Evil 7 and 8 don't exactly feel like proper Resident Evil stories. They're kind of a departure from, like, well, obviously the only sort of Resident Evil I know is 4. So I don't really know what the story of like is going on in there. I would probably need to just sit down and play my copies of 1 through 3 that I downloaded. Oh god. Oh jeez. Oh dang oh darn. Big Mama's house is on her way. Savage Hunter. Oh shit, I got hit by her slow. Damn it. Get me out of there. Again! My goodness, Yuka Kaisa, you are so aggressive today. That buff lasts a long time, Jesus. Oh, darn it. She got zonked out over there.
Hit in the back. My goodness, Rin.
Wait a minute. Critical rate of suppressed characters. Well, I'm not using a suppressed character. Oh, wait, no, I am using a suppressed character. That's for Rin. Dang, she got zonked out on that one.
Ooh, that was so close.
I don't know. What do you guys think of like the Resident Evil series in the first place? Because every time that I've ever seen like Resident Evil discussion, it's always about like an old versus new sort of situation and where things have gone with it. I don't really understand like, where does this come from? Does it come from the aspect of like, they want to keep the name Resident Evil, but it's like they keep making things that aren't Resident Evil? I don't exactly understand it. Because like my scope on these things is not very large. Coming at you.
Splish splash. I'm taking a bath.
We got fucking not Yukikaze, but Shiranui over there with water over the toaster and her bathtub. We give him a shocking experience. Rinko, don't do that. That's how you get yourself really hurt. That's it. That's the ticket.
Those dang ass slows. My goodness.
Did you actually play Survive there, Redfield? Because honestly, like, I don't know too much about it. Because that's something I would like to know is, like, what exactly do you do in there? Because obviously my interpretation of Survive is, you know, it's not very good. It's obviously not like the Metal Gear we know and understand. But for the most part, it's like, what do you even do? It has some sort of crafting system in it, doesn't it? That's like, what? Why? When has Metal Gear ever had like explicitly crafting or anything like those sort of mechanics? It just doesn't. It just feels like they were trying to keep the license or make their money back from like how Metal Gear Solid 5 did, or at least make their money back from like the research and development of the engine. What is that called again? It's a tax write-off. That's it. That game is effectively a tax write-off. They just did the bare minimum sort of work for it and supported a little bit over the years. I don't know how that exactly works in Japan if they're trying to do a tax write-off, but I imagine that's a thing around the world. I'm sure everybody understands, like, people making shitty products to keep the name and then like cash out the problem on a tax write-off.
Blow them up, baby.
Okay, Asagi's down. Asiago cheese. She has been turned to Swiss. I had to be careful because Momochi's about to do his crazy, stupid thing again. He's gonna literally transform twice and cause the whole mission to end early. There he goes. Did it again. Watch, we pushed him down 2 phases, so now he gets to do that 2 times now. 2 times in a row. We have to sit here and watch Momochi do that. This is what happens when you don't kill him in 1 hit. You have to sit there like the slowest fight ever. See, now he comes back. Didn't stand a chance. But Capcom wanted to appeal more to casuals with and FPSs, and Resident Evils were a spin-off of Silent Hills. I mean, well, Silent Hill is a Konami title, right? I mean, they're direct competitors. Silent Hill ain't doing too hot either. So I imagine life for both series is a very tumultuous thing. Like, being a Silent Hill fan is probably like a really sad thing to... Like, saying like you're a Silent Hill fan in like 2021 and just has people saying like, are you okay at this point? It's like all you have are just like, what, the patchy slot games and the originals that you can keep arguing about like which one is better, like 1, 2, or 3. Like you're hung up on the past, like you're like you get an old ex-girlfriend or something like that. It's ridiculous. But speaking of being hung up on the past, you guys heard about that little game called Taimanin Go-Go? I know I heard of it, and I'll tell you this much, I don't like it. It's such a weird feeling knowing to be like, I am now old enough to where I can see like a series going from like catering to one audience specifically, and then trying to go later on in its lifetime for a broad appeal. It's like, wow, how do you get to this point? I guess that's how it feels probably for something like a Silent Hill or Resident Evil. It's like, man, what do you even do? It just feels weird, man. Oh god, I will never get tired of Chain Volt though, just like shotgunning enemies down. I still remember like on the first day I got Rin, was like I threw a Chain Volt directly at Aina because it was boss battle secret mission day, and it just blew her up in 1 shot. I was amazed the first time I saw it, and I realized like right after that mission completed, man, this character is really strong. Oh, Rin, you are just a special girl, aren't you? But Taimanin Go-Go, that is a very different sort of situation, I'll say that much. Like, what did he say? Who was that guy that said that? Taimanin Amazing. Yeah, that guy is back, actually. Taimanin Amazing is back, and he's doing his thing again. But he said it's like similar to Dragalia Lost. And it's like, I see what you mean right there, but the thing is, Dragalia Lost is no longer in business. And we'll see how a Dragalia Lost clone does. Like, honestly, I will probably like give it a try. But it doesn't sound like it's really going to be anything like I want to keep up with. Who knows? Maybe it would totally change my opinion on the whole thing. But the thing is, I went and I made my time of thoughts video on like I want more school life stuff. Well, it's not so much I wanted school life stuff. I want more characterization for these people, and the school life like Taimanin and Lucky Star would be like the absolute thing to do it. Thing is though, fucking what's this? Is it Time and a Go-Go? Yeah, I'll just call it Time a Go-Go. Time a Go-Go over there looks like it's made for literal babies. It feels like I'm playing Kirby's Epic Yarn, which is a literal game made for babies, and Yoshi's Story. Oh my god, I'm gonna fucking use that later. This is a fucking Yoshi Story of the Taimanin series. I should have put that in the video. That is so perfect. Yeah, everybody adopts to the casual audience though, Postman, because that's where the money is. That's why Action Taimanin exists. They made a fucking browser game with Taba. That appealed very well, actually, and did fantastic for the entire series. Well, not fantastic for the entire series, but it gave it enough money to actually keep it afloat and actually create so many characters we have known and loved today. You can't say Taba was... You can call Taba's gameplay bad because it really was, but you can't say the characters in it were... You can't say the characters that came out of Taba were bad either. Welcome back there, Narco. I'm just sitting here complaining about a Time a Go-Go. What a load that is. Like, I honestly can't see, like... Honestly, like, whenever I think about the Taimanin and Go-Go sort of thing, it feels like they alienate their fans on that sort of stuff. Oh, God. Keeps sliding back and forth. There we go. No, does it feel like it alienated their fans? For the most part, it kind of does. At least Action Taimanin does keep the violence of the series with it. But where's the violence of the series for Taimanin and Go-Go? It has an everyone at 3+ age rating on like Google Play Store or something, which is like, I don't know. That's not a very it doesn't say a lot for it. But the thing is also Fate Grand Order is ages 3+ as well. And that game has a lot of thematic and story elements that are not exactly for 3-year-olds. In fact, the level of reading required in Fate Grand Order is like, you know, high school level literacy. So it's like 3-year-olds aren't reading that shit. They just want the all ages rating so they can have the most market penetration. That's right there, Postman. Turn-based RPGs and VNs are for fucking nerds, and we are on the nerd channel, baby. We're fucking massive nerds over here. We talk about reading visual novels, lore from the visual novels. It's super important. Oh yeah, we fucking read here. It's a goddamn library, and I got a card, bitch. Massive fucking geek zone over here, like the goddamn nerd emoji. That's my life every day. Like literally I'm sitting there in fucking Discord and talking about the strategic benefits of using of how do you do toxic stall in solo Milotic. It's like, yeah, that's the real shit right there. That's what you come here for. At least, yeah, but yes, Action Taimanin is not for babies. This is not. This is not a baby game, and I'm glad it's not. Damn, I whiffed that supporter. Goodness gracious, Mary, you got lucky, girl. Resident Evil mostly has horror connotations, but the original title Biohazard doesn't, so many Western fans think the series should stay strictly horror. You know, that actually makes a lot of sense. I get it. I get that, Redfield. I really do. Because if the series came to the United States and was called Biohazard, I wouldn't have so much a problem that it was, probably wouldn't be as much of a problem that it's like, it's a directly horror series the way that America and the rest of the world portrays it. You know, it's like, it's scary stuff, but it's like, it takes from, obviously from zombie monster movies and everything like that. Uh-oh, Task Force Asagi. Big mommies come home to roost. But it's nothing special. And that's for Metal Gear Survive. You didn't think it was anything special, but it was there to recoup the development cost. Did it actually do enough to like recoup the cost? Has Konami ever truly recovered after like the immense amount of money it took to make Metal Gear Solid 5? Because Promises Kept is truly a very is truly a contentious subject for that game. But it's about a MSF soldier sent to some unknown point in the future after humanity was wiped out by the Wabachia, the male to female Wabachia. Wiped out by a nano plague. Yeah, that sounds like it would fit, you know, like in the post Resident Evil 5 universe that they've created. But it's like, it's not exactly the best. It's not. Could have done something else with the game, like, you know, Konami. You can make like other games besides a shooter using the Fox engine. Don't they have like Pro Evolution Soccer or something? Does that use the Fox engine? Or is that like its own thing? The blender. Look at that. Biohazard. Yeah, Biohazard is just generally a better title than Resident Evil. Resident Evil sounds like the sort of thing you pick up from like... It sounds like the an English translated title. Like an English translated title in the sense it's like, you know... It's English. That's it. That's what I'm trying to look for. It's an English title, like 100%. It doesn't need to be that way. But here we are. Ooh, there we go, Asagi. Hitting for 1,000 goddamn damage every time. She chops the limbs off of people like a goddamn lumberjack. I would have much rather preferred... Biohazard, just Biohazard as a title, because it's like, from what I know, it's like every time that they have made the sort of quote unquote zombies inside Resident Evil, they are made from like a disease or a virus of sorts, and that really does fit with like the whole Biohazard concept. It's like hazardous biomaterials and hazardous waste everywhere, causing a lot of problems for people. It's like that works. Like I can dig it. Like it doesn't need to be like Resident Evil just sounds like it takes place in a house. Oh, also, fucking pleather for breakfast. That's a fucking great song from No More Heroes. Like it's probably like the best song in the goddamn game. Really cool boss fight too. Like Resident Evil works, like the name, like that sort of naming convention works like if you're in a house, because like you're a resident of the place. You are residing within evil. Truly, this is an evil within, dare I say. Like I can be fine with that if it took place in the house. But I'm pretty sure that Resident Evil 3 takes place in like a town in like Raccoon City, Iowa or something. And it's like, that's not so much like, well, no, you are a resident of the town. You are residing in the evil. I don't know. These sort of like hoops I have to jump through in my head to make the title Resident Evil work when Biohazard just makes like a nice catch-all concept better. It's like, it's nice. That's a whole hell of a lot more fitting. Like that Wesker dude, it's like, hey, he's got shit inside him. He's got a biological problem. He's a biohazard to all of us. That works for me.
He's a nasty man. He's got a nasty face.
But did they switch? They used Konami used it for PES, but they switched to something else. They probably use some like sort of fork of Unreal or anything like that. Really, anybody Unity? They don't use Unity. I know that. They probably use some sort of like modified fork of Unreal, because everybody uses Unreal. And every game looks the same.
Go get him, Ringo!
Rin, come on. Move it, baby girl. Get your fat ass out the way before she slashes you in half. She's gonna call her fucking meteor and like drop it on my head. Or is that something she only does when she's like other forms? No, I've seen her do the meteor before. Nice. Obviously, you can clear missions very fast with Rin. That's like one of the staples about her. She's very good and very strong. But for the most part, my Rin is obviously not strong enough to wipe out things like floor 75 in 12 seconds. Because I've seen that before, and it's like, that is insane. Like the fastest I've ever gotten on a floor 75 clear is like 38 seconds. And that's with Micah too, because that requires like a ton of setup. Come on. Resident Evil 6 is an interactive Michael Bay film. That's the first I've ever heard of Resident Evil being described anything like that. They usually play out like an original, like, you know, George Romero type of movie. They're very campy. Well, they really come from like probably that sort of the development era of Capcom, where they just have like various things that they did. And they took horror, they actually like enjoy horror, and they made it because they liked it. I can see that in Resident Evil 1 through 3, and I really feel like that sort of idea manifestation stopped with Dead Rising in 2006. Because Dead Rising is like, you know, it's It plays on the horror tropes a lot. It actually deals with a biohazard situation. But quite honestly, I feel like Dead Rising is supposed to be a parody of the fucking Resident Evil series. It really feels like it. That's why Dead Rising is... Well, I like Dead Rising more or less because it's mechanically fun. But it's like, it takes itself serious. It takes itself way too fucking seriously. And it's like, it's so campy all the time, and I love it. Like, it feels like a parody movie. And also, Dead Rising is actually very tough for the most part, because you don't get the sort of like babying concepts that you get in 2. No, you don't get the babying concepts from 2, but you also don't have the quality of life stuff from 2. So it's like a give and a take situation. Because I remember I played Dead Rising 3 earlier this summer, and Dead Rising 3, I have never touched that game again, and sometimes I still go back and play 1 and 2 of Dead Rising. Because it's like, dude, fucking, those games, that 3 fucking sucks. What a goddamn betrayal. It feels like, because like Dead Rising feels like a parody of those sort of things that Resident Evil sets up. And then like, Dead Rising 3, the series falls upon its own sword and does that sort of stuff. And it falls upon its own sword by taking itself way too seriously again. It's like, really? Why would you do that? Those games are always the games are like wacky as shit, dude. I kill zombies by putting Servbot masks on top of their head. It's like, why are you trying to make this like a TV drama series? Like, they tried that with 2, and they went all in with it in 3. And then they obviously saw how people treated, Chuck and I forget what, even Nick from 3. And then they just made 4 just wacky and over the top again. So it's like, okay. It's interesting to say the least. It's an attempt. Now I have to focus because it's fucking Sakura and she's like the most dangerous enemy in the game. But Sakura reminds me of something that's very important to me in games. And that's something that's very important is that the game needs to be mechanically satisfying and also mechanically challenging. You gotta make a good game in the first place. Oh my god, she literally just instantly woke up. Dude, you are insane, girl. Because I was talking with someone yesterday about, like, we were talking about Lingering Will from Kingdom Hearts 2 and the fact that there are like 8 or 9 Shi strategies you can use, and also alongside fighting him normally. The fact that you have so many avenues to solution, and also like avenues to solution and strengths and sort of like niche stuff you can do against even like the hardest content in the game, because the character, like the mechanics and knowledge that you've gained actually have a place to be used. Like right here in Action Taimanin, you don't really have that sort of stuff. Like I'm playing the tower and it's still like, you know, I have to think a little bit sometimes, but I can still be pretty much relaxed for the most part. Like with fighting like enemies like Lingering Will, you have to focus very hard all the time, because it's like it's a death sentence for the most part if you mess up in any sort of way. But it's not a sort of death sentence like, oh man, that felt so cheap. It's like, no, you can you have the means and ability to avoid it. You just need to learn his patterns and learn how to understand your limits and not take so many risks, or at least calculate your risks better. And that's why then it makes me think about like where does a challenge run become rote memorization, and when does it actually start become actually legitimately challenging? Look at me. I'm like a dementia patient over here. I'm rambling about stuff that probably doesn't even exist. This is 460 from what I remember, so it's actually Danger City. Feel sushi. Alright, now we gotta focus. I'm probably gonna die. Oh, jeez. Ooh, Asagi's gone. Damn it, one hit and she knocked me out of it. All right. God, every time. That fight fucking sucks. Every single time. And then you have to do it, and you have to fucking do it again. Let's put the worst fucking enemies in one room together. Jesus. Let's make absolutely brainless, brain-dead encounters. But make the bosses the most bloated as fuck HP sort of stuff with like zero learning or knowledge or patterns you have to do. Well, there's obviously learning you have to do against those bosses. But when it's like 3 and they just have maximum AI setting, it doesn't feel like I've learned anything. I just learned how to start doing what I did right there and just keep waiting until my cooldowns start coming back online and trading. This is essentially why Murasaki works so well, because she can trade. Resident Evil Village has now revealed that pseudo-werewolves and vampires have existed decades before zombies did in the Resident Evil universe. Really? Really it does? Are they setting up for something there? Is this a thing? I don't know. What? I'm legitimately confused at that sort of thing. It's like, really? There's werewolves and zombies? Do they have a deal with Universal, like Universal Studios or something, so they can actually like use that sort of stuff and make like the dark universe that they missed out on? What the fuck is that? Because the series has always been about, you know, like pretty unique and decaying weird monsters, but it's like werewolves and vampires? I don't know. I just feel like I'm overreacting to that sort of information, because it's like Resident Evil always has weird shit. It's like it's a mainstay of the series. But it's like, Oh, man. Goodness gracious, Rinko. Bam. Ooh. It feels like I'm reading some sort of like Grimm's fairy tales or something. It's like, we've got a werewolf, we've got vampires. Yeah, no, Bram Stoker's Resident Evil. That's effectively what it is now. But not like the Bram Stoker book, the Bram Stoker movie from like 1996. Because like they have wolves in Resident Evil, but it's like, when am I getting bit by a werewolf in Resident Evil? It just doesn't make a lot of sense. Mother Miranda created the Lycans in Dimitriescu back sometime in 1919 to 1920. Oh, that's right. Dimitriescu was a vampire. You see, with my surface level knowledge of Resident Evil, I thought she was like a zombie or something. Or like a modified human or anything like that. No, she's an undead. Like a real deal undead this time. Like the kind that they write the books about. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I love this Dimitriescu's design. She's a really pretty lady. Solid stuff. They did a good job with her. But it's like, the fact that I didn't even know that she was a vampire really kind of shows how they portray, really shows like the level of care and thought that they put into their vampires and Lycans idea. Edonia. Hey, what's the matter with you? Resident Evil 6 PlayStation in the United States, China, and a submarine in the Atlantic Ocean, and a fictional Eastern European country called Edonia. Edonia is such a funny name to me, because it feels like that is like that feels like something a person from America or like a person who doesn't know a lot about like Eastern Europe would say is the name of a country. Edonia. That's so perfect. Because like I don't know anything a lot. I don't know like about the culture of like Eastern Europe, but I at least know a couple of like Eastern European countries. We got what, Slovenia, the Czech Republic, Lithuania. I think I said that. Austria. Is Austria a country, or is that a region of Germany? Look at that. There we go. I get my gears are turning in my head while I try to figure out what kind of countries are in Eastern Europe. Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, a whole hell of a lot of Stan countries in there because they were made from like Russia. They were made for breaking up the Iron Curtain, all that sort of stuff. No, Bolivia's in South America, I think. Serbia, that's it. That's the place. A fictional name for Serbia. Turkey, that's it. Turkey's a place. Turkey's a place. I remember about that thing. Because it's named after the bird. It's not exactly named after the bird. It sounds like the bird. Slovenia and Austria are not Eastern Europe. They are more closer to Central Europe. Okay. I mean, goes to show what I know. But calling it Slovenia for a region in like Resident Evil 6, that's pretty perfect for like the type of people who are playing the game. What's the most Eastern European sounding name we can ever think of? Slovenia. Perfect. Cut it, ship it, print it. Cut it, print it, and ship it. These stupid ass frogs are just so terrible. Because I need to save my gear and get ready for when I have to fight Yukikaze. I don't want to be without my stuff. I probably should have used it at the very start of the fight then. Ooh, now there we go. Postman, would you say that correct? Would you say Croatia is in Eastern Europe? Because I honestly I do forget for the most part like where that country is. Because isn't it off of the Mediterranean somewhere like on the east side? Like that is much of a mystery to me. Alright. It's boss time. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus Christ, Yukikaze, catching me on Wake Up. Gonna have a go at it there, Yukikaze. You're gonna cause some problems for me. Oh my god, she almost did it again. Oh, it's 65. Yeah, this is actually way too dangerous to do that. Miss Felicia. Oh man, burping. It's gonna be really painful to get through. And the Adriatic Sea goes into the Mediterranean. Oh. Oh, hell. Well, that's right. When you're invincible, you can't get debuffed. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Go, Rin. You got this. Ooh, that's not a thing I like to see right there. Throw it at her like a fucking baseball. Alright. We are... Cool, bar's full. What does it say? 2 targets? Perfect. Now it's just a matter of survival. I can do that in the first place. Astaroth's just blowing my ass away. Damn, Micah, you're fucking bulky. You understand what the Adonian zombies say because Serbian is identical to Croatian. Okay. They really do a lot of their research in those terms of places. Actually, that's actually really nice. You would think, like, you know, when people, like, are talking in those games, they're saying, like, absolute nonsense or something, but no, they're actually speaking, you know, they're speaking Spanish or something. They're speaking, like, they're actually speaking some sort of, like, they're speaking Serbian or anything like that. It's like, actually, that's really cool. That's something I never would have probably known, but knowing it now, it actually makes me more appreciative that the level of research that they put into it. Now it makes me wonder, it's like, do they do any of that level of research for something like, what was it? Which is the one where they go to Louisiana, or is like Mississippi or Louisiana? Because they probably take like voodoo culture from like there as well. And also certain mystical beliefs. And also sort of like mystical beliefs there in swamp people culture. Makin. Oh, jeez, it's this. Oh, it's this mission. Ugh, I hate it. That's it. It's the one with the swamps. Because that game, I think it takes place in like it's Louisiana or Mississippi, and they actually do have a culture for the most part of those occultic types, and like they do like ayahuasca stuff. There's voodoo occultism as well that gets taken from like the from Central Africa and all that sort of stuff, and it gets implemented into there, and then the culture gets like perpetuated and all that sort of stuff. Because I've seen obviously footage of Resident Evil 7, and it has like really familiar sort of stuff in there about it, and I'm like, wow. To know that they actually did the research for the Spanish people when they're over there in Resident Evil 4, and the Serbian people over there for Resident Evil 6, it's like, to say Capcom doesn't care about like certain things, to say Capcom doesn't care is a lie, because they care about certain details that we don't really take notice for. Alright, let's actually go fight these things. These are automatons, so I can actually take these off. That's right. We have the loadout system that got added to the game, which is actually a really, really good thing that got improved. Like loadouts are a thing that I have asked for a long time, and I'm glad that they are in the game. Like this is a night and day improvement. It's so good. The Bayou Swamp people. I never really been interested in Resident Evil until it actually had the Louisiana swamp setting because like, well, I was interested in 4 because it's one of those games like everybody should at least try one time, and I did, and I like it a lot. But for the most part, Resident Evil, what is that, 7? Yeah, 7, taking place not only in America, because I like that idea a lot. It's finally, well, you know, Raccoon City is in America, but it also takes place in a portion of America that never gets explored, which is the swamps. Because nobody cares, because also it comes from like a really racist part of the country. So nobody wants to touch that. Thankfully, Japan has the gusto and the tact to actually make it an interesting sort of scenario. And I like that. I really, really enjoy that because it's, you know, fucking disgusting down there. And they make it look as disgusting as you would imagine it to be. It's something, the aesthetic and the design that they are going for, you know, it's obviously a biohazardous situation. That's why it's called Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. There we go again with the fucking naming conventions. But it's like, yes, I would love more games to explore a swamp, but don't make it a shitty swamp like a Miyazaki one. Make it a fun and make it an interesting swamp like Resident Evil 7. I don't know, I probably have to download the game myself to see if like the praise that I'm giving the sort of look and design of it is warranted. Cajuns are statued in the Louisiana and Mississippi area because Cajuns are like French descendant people, but also have taken American ideas and English and like put that together in their lives. That's what the Cajun peoples are. Like that whole Mississippi Delta area is like full of those people. And hello there, Dan. We're back with the streaming sort of persuasion. I've been away for a while. Oh, another series like, well, at least the first season does. Another series that really like it piques my interest about Southern Cajun and like occultism stuff down there is True Detective Season 1. Like watching that for the first time with like no spoilers or anything like that, it's a really nice look at also it's effectively like proto Resident Evil 6. But it's probably got a better story. Boom, he brings down the hammer and we're gonna drop it on him. Ooh, we don't have a full bar yet, shit. Which one, Dan? Southern Comfort or True Detective? Because I love True Detective. Because honestly, like I've never seen the other 2 seasons of True Detective, and I don't know if I really want to. Because my idea of like True Detective Season 1 is like it's so good. Like Matthew McConaughey and oh no, who's the other guy? It's like Woody Harrelson, that guy. Those guys are great. That is a great fucking show. Though I watched like the first 4 episodes with my friend again, and I could start seeing where some of the problems lie in the show, but it still was actually pretty good. I like that. I still like that first season a lot. Machines. We're not fighting Asagi yet. Okay. Yeah, I hear season 2 and 3 are very different. Like they're more or less like crime drama. They're like, well, it is a crime drama show, but it doesn't really lean so much as hard into like the weird shit. Which is what I like about. Which is what interested me in True Detective in the first place. So to know that it takes a I hope it didn't turn into something like Law and Order. Well, I do enjoy Law and Order. It's like I don't watch True Detective to watch Law and Order. Like I don't watch MASH to watch Columbo. By the way, everybody should go watch the TV show MASH. I sound like a fucking really old person for saying that, but I really love that show. Alan Alda is like a fucking atlas, and he carries that entire show on his shoulders. He's really fucking great. Capcom did rip off the propeller head monster Stern from a movie called Frankenstein's Army and haven't gotten sued for it. I met if the people from Frankenstein's Army haven't sued them yet, they may not have the money to do so if they're going to go up against, Crapcom. Yes, Postman. MASH, Mobile Army Surgical Hospital. The show about, doctors and nurses with a lighthearted tone that can get very serious sometimes. It's actually very refreshing. And it takes place in the Korean War, not Vietnam. Korean War is actually a war that gets forgotten about, because I know my grandfather fought in the Korean War and we never hear anything about it, because obviously Korean War actually truly feels forgotten because it comes after World War II and it comes before Vietnam. So it's two of the most generation defining wars are totally forgotten, and we forget that Korea exists, and then we get reminded with it with MASH. And Heisenberg is pretty much Van Helsing with Magneto powers. Frankenstein's Army. Is that a game, Redfield? Is that like a game of sorts? Frankenstein's Army or what have you? Or is that like a movie? No, my great-grandfather fought in the Korean War. My other grandpa also fought in Vietnam. So I actually have two perspectives about that sort of thing. I didn't get to talk much to my great-grandfather before he died. And obviously, when you're a young kid, you don't know what the fuck a war is. You just know things die, and there's a lot of explosions. The movies about them are really cool. But it's Korea is just 100% totally forgotten for the most part. Man, that's some real boomer core shit if I ever saw it. Fucking recommending people MASH and the Andy Griffith Show. I feel like I'm 50 years older than I already am. Because I legitimately like those shows. Also, since this is probably since we're talking about actors and movies and stuff, as of late, I remember that Pokemon actually did a tribute to Audrey Hepburn of all people, and they made their champion Diantha for the Kalos region a carbon copy of Audrey. And I thought that is such a weird and It's such a weird thing to make a reference to, but then I realized, like, oh, the Kalos region is supposed to be fucking, like, France. And you know what fucking Audrey always does in all of her movies? She goes to France at some point. So it's like, why not? The thing is, she was British. So it's like, what does that mean? I looked at, like, her IMDb page the other day, like this morning, and I was like, wow, Audrey has, like, 15 movies where she goes to goddamn France. But yes, I downloaded a whole bunch of Audrey Hepburn movies, and I'm going to go watch them after the stream. Oh, there we go. It's fucking shitty fight. Where? Oh, we're in green. Do 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 do. Do your job. There we go. MASH is fucking awesome. People should really watch it. It's one of those shows where you can just put on about, I think, really about any episode, and besides obviously like the last one. Like you can put on about any episode out of the like 300 that were made, and you can be just fine watching it. It's like really nice. But there is like I think in every episode, Alan Alda, I think at least for the first couple of seasons, he wrote a letter to his father at the end to detail to him, like, you know, I'm being a surgeon in the war, Dad. It's a pretty shitty time over here. I wish I was there. There's like really nice somber moments in that show that like make the comedy hit harder, and then like, you know, they have strong jokes, and they also have very strong emotional moments. Because the version of MASH that I have does not have the laugh track. So it actually makes like every emotional moment hit like extremely hard. Like I think there's a point like where Alan Alda is talking to like his one of the other surgeons in like the unit, and it's like he's trying to like give this sort of like speech or something like that. I don't remember, but it was much more sad and emotionally hard hitting without the laugh track. And then I found the scene on YouTube, and it has a laugh track. It had like a laugh track inserted in, you know, obviously during the production run for TV. And it's like it hits when he takes like when Alan says the joke at the end, when Hawkeye says the joke at the end to like really let up the mood, like you laugh along with the audience. You're not so much laughing like as yourself. Of course, any war sucks. War is a thing that is going to happen regardless of like how old we get as people. But it's like violence is a thing that just happens between humanity. We can't get away from it. I don't think we ever will. But that's just how it goes. And when everybody has like a sort of concept like, you know, oh, we're going to war, shit sucks. I don't like having to see dead bodies every single day of the week. I would sometimes like to be able to go to the beach once in a while and enjoy the water instead of seeing it as a big red mess of blood and guts. It's terrible. You were born at the end of the Homeland War. What is that? What is that there, Postman? You don't have to be like, we don't have to like sit there and like, you know, give a whole history lecture about it, but like, what is the Homeland War? Please enlighten us a little. All right, now we got 30 seconds to freedom. If he does that lightning bolt to me, I'm gonna get fucking blasted in the ass. Look at him, there's 3 of these fucking idiots. Soggy over there with the goddamn Space Jam dunk. Like, oh my god, Charles Barkley giving her... Asagi's out here giving Charles Barkley a run for his goddamn money, I swear. Oh, sweet Jesus, save us. Whoa, it missed. Oh my goodness. Mary, you're so strong. Uh-oh. So I got cocky there. She's still at 30 health, but she can still take off like 1/10 of my health at every hit. Alright. Oh wow, we're at 71. Goodness gracious, we're already almost there. Of course, 71, this is another Yukikaze fight. And every time we have to fight Yukikaze, it's always like the most dangerous thing. Like, why does it always... I don't know, maybe it's just me like wanting more out of the game itself than what there really should be. Because obviously these games are designed to be like a casual sort of experience. But it's like... I would like to take your game more seriously, you know? I would like it to be bigger than it actually is. Because in this sort of game where it's like, you know, not a lot happens for a long amount of time, it's really easy to get into burnout. That's usually where I see people like Doom post about this sort of game or anything like that. But that's just me being negative about the game again. Of course, every game has their own problems. Come on. Oh, jeez. Oh my god. Look at this fucking air combo, my goodness. Oh fuck it, we'll use it. That's what it's for. And what good is a supporter if I'm not going to use it? And this is what it's built for, so I can just keep pounding away at the enemies. Because Rin's really good at that. She's great at it, in fact. Best character ever if you just want to go full gorilla mode and just go... Just channel your inner gorilla and just pound away at him. It's like... Oh, jeez. Just nicked me on that one. Ah, didn't hit. You need to crit, Rin, please. Oh my god. Let's get out of there. She's about to... Ooh, jeez. That's 2,000 damage. I like Chain Volt because you can. I imagine it's like Rin throwing a giant pie in the enemy's face, in terms of like damage. It's like it's not. It's not only that. It's literally insult and injury together. It's a very fun move. It's like you get a debuff, you get massively hurt, you take a ton of damage, you hurt your friends. It's like, man, it's a pie in the face attack. Oh, you're playing Genshin Impact over there, Dan? What do you think of it so far? I've never actually played a Genshin myself. I see a lot of art for the characters, and people like the game a lot. So I imagine, like, you know, what do people like about that game? Like, what, well, more or less, what do you like about it? Like, what makes it so, like, it makes you want to go log in again the next day after you play it for the first time and, you know, like, clear the tutorial on the first 10 roll? Because I imagine it would be something like, you know, it's obviously enamored people enough to where they have the Hoyoverse. That's a name I'm not going to get used to saying because it's like 3 vowels in a row. Like, because like Y is a weird one. But more or less, it's like yeah, what brings you to the Genshin Impact? How has Genshin made an impact on you? It's like I'm writing a workbook for children. Critical thinking. How has Genshin made an impact on you? Well, of course, they got the hot ladies in there. I think the only like ladies that I know from like Genshin Impact are Mona, Hu Tao, Lisa, Rosaria, and the pirate lady Beto. Beto, that's it. That's the only ladies I know from Genshin Impact, and for the most part, like, they're pretty cool. They have nice designs. Lisa and Mona. Oh my god. The Mona Lisa? What? Oh my goodness, was that an amazingly obvious reference? The combat is an action RPG. It's like, I've seen it has like a Diablo sort of feature where you have like, you know, you do dungeon runs and you have the chance of getting like some gear and all that sort of stuff, and you can roll for that sort of thing. Like, oh, I got a thing that really, it's like, it feels like I'm playing Diablo 2 again, but I have to like I have a monetization model behind it. No, it just really feels like just Diablo 3, but it's like much more grindy and expensive. Oh, you actually played very far then. Oh, all right. Nice sweep graphics, and the combat is an action RPG. Well, it's like I just repeated that myself there, but the I think they use some sort of like cell shading or whatever for Genshin Impact, and it's like it looks pretty alright. Everything looks so soft shaded though. It's like nothing actually looks hard. The soft shading actually works on like the characters themselves. That's very nice. It makes the cloth actually feel like, you know, a cloth. It's a very nice looking game. But I just don't like, you don't need to apply the soft texture. You don't need to apply the soft lighting on like rocks. I'd rather you not do that. It makes everything look like Yoshi's Woolly World. That's the game I'm thinking of. Jeez Louise, Astaroth, you're hitting me for more damage than I've got souls. It has an interesting elemental status effect system because you're supposed to combine elements for big damage. Oh. Is 73 this mission? Yes. Okay. We don't need invincibility there, but where is... Oh, we're in red now. I need to find Laura. Laura. There's not exactly a lot of games that I can think of where it's like you do a lot of elemental damage stacking, elemental status effect stacking. Another game that I could think of where you do the you can do it's not actually really required, but it's stacking elemental effects to do big damage is Neo. Neo has an elemental system in that game, and it's like, you know, you can inflict enemies with like water blight, earth blight, wind blight, fire, and so on and so forth. And you can actually combine the elements in there, and you get like a massive damage boost. Well, it's a massive defense down on an enemy if you are able to get the 2 elements to apply at once. So I imagine it's something like that in Genshin Impact, where fighting like, oh, I want to make a solo, I don't know, grass team. And it's like, if I have only grass, I won't be able to take on enemies that have like a weakness to this. Another weakness to this. And it's actually like the type of game where you need very wide party composition. Which is nice. I can appreciate that. Like if Genshin didn't have such a gacha thing where it's like you have to roll for the characters and weapons, it's like it's a bit rough for me. Because I have already played a game where you roll for characters and weapons before, and it's a very tiresome system. Like, I think I pretty much just dropped Grand Blue Fantasy at this point completely. Ganados are speaking Spanish with Mexican accents. Oh, okay. I don't know how exactly... I don't know. I don't speak Spanish or anything like that, so I can't actually tell if anything like that is happening. Oh yes, this is one of my favorite levels. We're gonna do something special for this. This is what, all humans? I think. Yes, perfect. Okay. Because there's a nice little Micah Stunlock exploit you can do with Rin on this mission. Let's see, we get this. Melee booster. Critical damage, do I want that? I think there's one other character that has yeah, we'll just take it with this. Because Volt Spin is because Volt Electric Volt's ranged. Alright, let's see if this works. Redfield, I honestly thought for a second you were talking about Zone of the Enders, and I was very confused on like the end of Zoe DLC. I'm like, wait, what? Why is there Zone of the Enders now? But no, I just realized the end of Zoe was the thing that they announced the other day. I'm like, oh, shows what I know. But it's hard to tell how brutal the gacha system is after playing the game. Actually, wait, did I fucking unmute this? I need to check. The entire game has been muted for like the whole stream. I just realized that. I need to turn this down on my end then. I just realized that we're on the 74th floor and the game has been muted. That is fantastic. Oh god, here we go. Oh no. There I go, I got cocky on that one. Oh. Wow. I still can't believe I fucking kept this muted the entire time. I was wondering why I couldn't hear anything on this, but I could hear the music I'm playing in the background. But it's hard to tell how brutal the gacha system is without playing towards the end of the game. You only played 4 or 5 of those hours, but you don't know how, but it is very predatory. Yes, it is very predatory from what I hear as well. But it's like, does the end, I've got a feeling like the end game, like, you know, when you're playing at that level, it kind of requires that sort of stuff, and they want you to play that certain way. You gotta look for like the meta. You gotta play the meta of sorts to actually clear some of their more bullshit content, I guess. And Zone of the Enders, everybody bought the game so they could play the demo of MGS2. They bought it for the demo and they ended up getting a pretty cool game. That's Zone of the Enders for you. What's Zone of the Enders? It's pretty cool. There we go. That's Micah getting totally screwed because she's a very slow character. That's what I wanted to accomplish the first time. Because there's some runs where you can do that against Micah, where Volt Spin obviously just keeps crashing down and doing its shitload of damage against her. And she just like doesn't stand a chance. She can't move from that spot because she constantly has to keep sitting in there, sitting down and putting embracing herself to fire her cannon. So every time she keeps sitting in there, she keeps taking an assload of damage, and it keeps breaking her armor down, and then you keep hitting her with all your skills and all that sort of stuff. So you can actually keep just sitting there and like keep having back-to-back armor breaking loops, and she won't ever move. Like right there, I think I did like what, 700 damage in the span of like 5 seconds. It's pretty nuts stuff. I think Kojima actually did work on Zone of the Enders. Well, more or less, the technology used to like... Well, no, Zone of the Enders is a tech demo for Metal Gear Solid 2, I guess. Alright, everybody, it's time for the big finish. Change Rin's clothes just for the fun of it. Summer has truly come to pass, but she just can't help herself and put on those sexy ass clothes for us. Now let's go get us a win, baby. You've only rolled the gacha once and it was free. You'll see how far you can get with just that. Oh, we will see there, Dan. We will see just how far you can get with one free roll. I wonder if Genshin is that type of game though, where it's like, it's totally doable to complete the game with welfare items, but in order to complete it, like you can complete the entire game with like the stuff that the game gives you, but the stuff that the game gives you is like obviously, you know, inferior to the gacha units you could ever get. But the thing is, it's like the people who ended up playing, it would be like the people who ended up playing the entire game using only the characters that the game gives you are some like the best players because they have to understand the game at a really high level and use like the worst shit to make it through. So who knows, Dan? You'll probably be like one of those top tier ace players if you like use all the welfare units that you can. All the welfares and SRs that they give you. Also, I just remembered that Genshin's anniversary coincides with what is it? Genshin's anniversary coincides with Action Taimanins as well. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of rewards they're going to give this year for their anniversary and what Action Taimanin is going to do. All right. Okay. First, let's juice up. Gotta gas up for this one. Actually, take a look at this. Like 4,097 health is like 12 million HP. It's fucking crazy. Man's out here gonna get his sip on. Because we're gonna get totally rolled on in about a couple of seconds. So here we go. Alright. She's got full bar. My invincibility's up. Activate it, activate it, activate it, activate it. Oh god. Oh Lord Jesus, they just hit so hard. Oh my god, Rico. Oh no. We used the last of it. Oh god. I fucking knew it. Oh. Of course I'm doing the do there, Dan. I'm juicing up for the hardest battle in the goddamn game. I gotta have my mind straight and every part about me focused. Because just like that, I can get my ass kicked right then and there. Because you gotta play to win in this game. They really make sure you know that you're playing to fucking win in every possible step of the way. Because I remember I was reading something earlier. It's like people who, this is another Pokemon thing, but people who play stall in like the ladder sort of stuff, like in ladder formats, they don't play to win. They play not to lose. And right there, I had to play not exactly to win, but I was playing not to lose because I was at such a massive HP deficit. Because Rinko with her giant meteor hits for 50% of my health. And it's at that moment I knew it's like, that's it. This is gonna, it's gonna come in clutch or it's not gonna work at all, and it did not. But we got this. Miss Uehara Rin knows how to bring the heat. I mean, have you seen that hot body of hers? She knows what she's doing.
Now, Russ, you gotta stop doing that sort of stuff.
It's like, I like to mow my... what is that thing he says in there? It's like, what are you doing over here at my house there, Russ? It's like, just mow your lawn there, Marty. Just mowing your lawn, you know. It looked like it needed a good cutting. Hadn't been cut in a while. I like to mow my lawn. No, he's returning the mow. He was returning the lawnmower. I like to cut my grass. That's what I like to do. She just falls down. Nope. Just wait. God damn it. Oh, I already used my, like, second chance, too. Ooh, that was rough. Wow.
Uehara Rin.
I mean, this is exactly what I expected for her fight. It's going to be extremely brutal until I can get a nice stroke of luck going on. Or more or less, I don't want to be, I need to like take less risks. Because I have good old Mishisui on my side. I should actually, you know, play a little bit more conservatively until it comes up at least close enough. Because right now I've realized that like the last two times I end up fucking myself because I lost my second chance obviously because I tried to use Chain Volt and didn't dodge out of the corner. Yeah, her lifesteal is insane. It's really, really strong. It's how she gets to trade so effectively. It's what I like. It's like one of the things I really like about her. She's like fast Murasaki. Alright, there we go. Let's get in the corner. Let's not mess it up. Ichibandakayo. Come here. Come here. Let's do this. 960,000. Getting smacked in the ass for 2,500 damage doesn't help. Thank goodness she's got all that cushion back there to save her from such big hits. Wasn't a bad idea. I mean, it just goes right back to it. I lose because I'm getting cocky and I don't understand what I'm doing sometimes. That's pretty much it. Rin can obviously win this. And at least like in each one of these attempts I don't make it to the second supporter cycle, which is a little bit sad. All Rin has to do is just literally step into the entire firefight and she heals her all of her HP at once. But it's not like Murasaki's where it's like continuously keeps moving her forward. Alright, Michael Bolton, it's time to focus up. Let's do this. Good. That's what I'm talking about. Goodbye, Yukikaze. And goodbye, Tower. Good job, Rin. You only did it in like 8 deaths. Nice. We'll go save our picture. Our nice lady. Here we go. Nice. Good job, Rin. Alright, nice. And now we'll do a little secret quest with her. What is today? Machines? Cool. Let's go give these machines an EMP they're never gonna forget.
Uehara Rin, 大撃艦
See, these enemies on secret missions don't have damage resistance like the levels, the top level enemies do. So you can do crazy shit like this all the time. Like where I just throw one and it just annihilates him. La lion. Bam. But yes, Genshin is getting an anime. I saw that. I've seen that earlier. Some people were saying like, you know, are they going to give it the same? Because like the last anime that what is it? That UFO Table has worked on is like well, let's see. Hold on a second before I get into talking about UFO Table. We're at 3:10. Okay. We'll go for another like probably 20 or 30 minutes. But UFO Table is actually like UFO Table is like a really solid anime studio. Like they make really nice adaptations of stuff, and for the most part, like their fight scenes are like pretty top-notch stuff. It's like a Madhouse when they do stuff, like when they would make like an adaptation or anything like that. They do a good job. Yes, exactly. There, Dan. They have an infinite budget. That's how we can get all 3 parts of Heaven's Feel look like absolute liquid gold on the screen. Every character's hot. All the fights look perfect. It's like they have the budget of like the U.S. Defense Department, and they spend it pretty well. Like you don't get you don't get a lot of like dubious quality moments. You get a lot of like good stuff. The rockets, the oranges. Demon has. I think the last anime that UFO Table has worked on is Demon Slayer. That's it. Well, for you professional Weebanites out there, Kimetsu no Yaiba, whatever that thing is. Well, that's the last thing they worked on. The fight scenes in that show are pretty good stuff. They look really nice. They know how to make a good fight feel very visceral. Even if it's using a lot of CG and like a lot of other effects, it still feels like, you know, they're really doing damage to each other rather than just throwing sparklers at each other. And really, that's really all you could ever ask for. And yes, we will see. Because I don't know if like UFO Table is good at making movies. Heaven's Feel, all the Fate movies are movies. They're self-contained, they have their own budget, and they do all this sort of stuff in there. But when you have a TV series, they have to spread a movie's budget across like 20 episodes. So you get like dubious quality for the rest of the series. Explosive. There's Pile. I miss not having Ruthless. Ruthless is so good. Yeah, I'll just use Death from Above because his skill is like really good in general. Oh, Micah, you're the best. You're like the best character in the game. You're so good. They didn't have to make you feel good, offer a challenge, and also be like really cool. Like, man, you're just great. You're fucking awesome, Micah. Like, there's like zero development for you like in this game. Well, there's enough. It's more than Rin, but it's like, man, Micah has problems, and they're solvable problems, and you have to learn to work with it. Oh, it's a good character. I guess, quite honestly, I can sleep easy knowing that like Micah exists in this game and the way she's implemented. She's so fucking good. Oh, that's right, everybody. There is also a Micah Dakimakura that is coming out for on the little store. Everybody go check it out if you're into that sort of thing. It releases on September 20-something. It's in 2 weeks. Pre-orders are up now, and actually on a character like Micah, and also there's an Asagi one out at the same time too. Those are horrendously will sell out horrendously fast. So I figured like get on it before it goes away. Because I know I got my copy. How about yours?
全部まとめて燃やしてやるよドリーンインフェルノチェイン
Sadly, I cannot get the Golden Pass outfit for Micah because I cannot afford it at this moment. Because I don't think I'll be able to start my new job by the time the pass gets finished. Maybe I will. Because if it does, I would love to get a Micah's Sukuban costume. Because it is so good. So fucking good. What do you got, Asuka? You gonna show us how it's done, baby girl? Masher has school. Like, he was starting school at the beginning of, like, in the middle of August. So that means it's like, you know, he's probably at school right now. Or at least getting ready to come home from school or something. Do I want this? No, she doesn't have enough skills to use it. Also, I've been walled on the Golden Pass for like the last couple of days because I can't finish the last objective, which is raising the skill level of a supporter. I just can't do it because I don't have enough supporters to do it. Like, oh, it burns me. Oh, it burns me. Let's see. Kuchiaoi. Oh, ya boy Aoi. Kuchiaoi. There we go. Slicer zone. Oh man, the Asuka run was so fucking great. Because Asuka has like a series of challenges for her, but she does so much damage. It's like Asuka's got a curve to her. She's got curves in general, but it's like, man, she's got stuff to learn. Let's give her long hair today. Oh, you can't get rid of the wings. Look, oh no, her hair's caught in it again. We got Time of Thoughts 2, Revenge of the Hair. We'll use this one. This is one of her Taba outfits. Tempest Legion. How much of Asuka is mechanical? All four, both of her arms and legs are completely mechanical. All the way like, alright. Right up here where like her hip, like where her ass starts, like, well, not her ass, like right here in the middle of her thigh and like right here up by her shoulder is where her limbs end. Like all this right here and like all this right here is mechanical. The human part is like right here. She's effectively like, she's a quadriplegic without her robotic limbs. Bros, I want to pick up Asuka like a fucking suitcase. Like I want to take like one of those magnets, not magnets, but like a handle that you put on a suitcase, or like something that you use to like wrap wood around and like pick it up around the yard. I want to take one of those and use like Asuka without any of her limbs and just walk her around like a piece of luggage. She'd be like tsundere enough to where it's like, you need to stop doing that. I'm a ninja. I'm a proud ninja gal. I don't need to be luggage. Where did you store my limbs, you tricky Ricky? I love Asuka. She's just absolutely one of my favorites. Would 100% totally smash her to bits. She is great. They didn't need to make Asuka like the look the way she did, but here we are. She's looking fantastic. Yes, I love my baggage. What can I say? It's like I can fix it. Yes, yeah, I'll get my engineering degree so you can get the nice robot Asuka girlfriend and say like, oh bros, I can fix her. Like I can literally fix her. I got my degree in robotics, so I can make her new limbs. There you go. There's another fucking episode right there. It's like I got my robotics degree so I could be closer to Asuka and then like totally ask her out and everything, and then like I made you this new limb, Asuka. Isn't that great? It's like, oh my god, thank you so much. It's just meteors today. Critical damage. And we're fighting machines, so we need the machine buster. And if we got her in the main slot, we won't need her. Will that work? Probably not. Then she just go hard with some particles. Shift slash. Oh, I have to get rid of that. Oh, I love the shift. It's so fucking good. We gotta get meteor impact. Fat ass Genshin impact. Yeah, it is taking a little bit far, but hey. I guess pushing it to the limits, I guess. Oh, that's right. I still have Shosu equipped. Who was the girl from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate, like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, or Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory? Who was the girl that turned into like a blueberry in that movie? Because every time that I would see like, you know, Rinko's got her big old butt over there, it's like, man, did you eat the chewing gum from that movie there, Rinko? Or more or less you get a little bit of that. Big old girl. Though I don't think a Rinko would appreciate something being called a gigantic blueberry. Oh, of course. Well, I know I take things too far sometimes. It's like, yes, we're going to make, we'll get ourselves a robotics degree to go date Asuka, and then go, I can fix her. To go take the I can fix her joke to, like, crazy levels. Ooh, machines? Crit booster, machine buster. We get Ingrid. Ooh, let's use it now. Can we take that off? Oh, I can't take the crown off, but I can't keep the cape either. Darn it. Oops. You gotta hit equip first. See, I like this color a lot more because it fits with Ingrid. It actually works with her, the other super demon form that she gets, like the black flame mode. I like that a lot. Blinking. Heat blast. No, heat blast makes it way too easy. Dark flame. There it is, piercer. Chogakumo. There we go. Critical Ingrid. Violet Beauregard is the blueberry. That's it.
魔界騎士イングリッドマル
For me, really, there is no other weapon for Ingrid besides the her original sword. Everything else is just like a little too complicated in terms of design. And Ingrid's like little rapier broadsword thing or whatever. It's like, it's just perfect. It's a perfect size for like what she's trying to accomplish and the speed that she goes for. Like, it's great. Because I think in most other media, it shows that she's carrying some sort of like, it's either a great sword or something like that. But in this game, like her sword looks more like a fencing rapier than anything else. These buffs for her were like, these buffs that she got were like incredible. She needed these so very badly. Like, she obviously had the strength to kill, but now she has like more of it in spades. She's actually like a really complete character because of it. She's a much more complete character now. I should probably actually go back and like talk about her more in depth after the big changes to her. And the end of Zoe is the DLC that wraps up the story. Okay. Well, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory it's a pretty nice movie. I remember seeing the movie a lot, like when I was a kid, because we would see it in school. It's a pretty good movie. I mean, people still talk about it to this day. It's doing something right. It's either like you're the remake with Johnny Depp and it's like, what's going on here, or it's like you're the original version and it's like the original version is its own is really its own thing, but the supposed remake is more closer to the book. So I guess the adaptation was a better content than the actual book itself. Oh, Gene Wilder any day of the week. Gene is like is much better. He is the man. Ooh, it's a blue Asagi. That's fun. Oh no, she's all melee. Because what is it? Johnny Depp tries to do some of the things that Gene Wilder does in like his movie. Yeah, I think it's like Willy Wonka, like the remake with Johnny Depp. He tries to take certain things from like Gene Wilder, but it's like Gene Wilder makes his Wonka more like endearing, but still like an asshole. Johnny Depp just stays an asshole the entire time, and it's like he hates these kids. It's like both of the Wonkas hate the kids, but it's more or less like one is more on the nose, and the other is a lot more funny about it. I'll say that much. It's been a while since I've seen both movies, so I'm probably wrong. Or I'm mixing them up. That's what usually happens when I have to like describe a movie. Because I remember I was talking about something else completely, like another TV show, and I was describing like I thought a scene from one TV show was in another one because they started running together in my head. It's like, can't be doing this, guy. It's never gonna work. Well, I know. Natsubasara. We use Asagi's jacket because it's getting around fall time. It's the middle of September. Sitsujinker. Waker. Yeah, that'll do it. What do you got, babe? Cool. Do I have that equipped? Get that Kojin. I saw he got buffs, but it's like, why did they not change Kojinka's particle charge by 3% to something else? It's like, particle charge, really? Even on day one, that was like really, that was still crap. Oh well. Yeah, the factory tour was there for to see who's going to be the new heir of Wonka Industries. Wonka's an old man and he needs to find someone else to replace him before he kicks the bucket. Because from what I remember, Mr. Slugworth, or like one of the Slugworth or something like that, he Wonka had an employee of his factory hired to like impersonate Slugworth to test the mettle of the children, I guess. And by doing so, like, you know, what was it? At the end of the movie, Charlie is like, you know, he still had the everlasting gobstopper. And Charlie obviously could have left the building, walked outside and given the everlasting gobstopper to Slugworth, or the Slugworth that he knew. And if he gave him that one, he would have effectively also failed the test as well, because he would have given away the gobstopper to what? Spite Wonka, which is obviously, you know, not good-hearted and innocent like what Wonka wanted. And Charlie gives him the gobstopper back because he's a good boy. I haven't seen the movie in a very long time, and I remember that. That's how very memorable that scene is. Oh, that's right. It's also been a couple of weeks since I've ever done anything since Noah's Supporter came out. I want to see if this actually got fixed. The Guy Savage Nightmare minigame in MGS3 is meant to be a scrap beta for Zone of the Enders 3. What is that? What is a Guy Savage Nightmare minigame? Is that some sort of like... Is that something like the demo for... What's it called? That skateboarding minigame by game by Konami that was stealthily put inside MGS2. No, it doesn't reset the cooldowns. I should probably read that skill again. Good job, Sakura, the Ketchup Warrior. Oh my goodness. She just shot out a laser. It's supposed to be a nightmarish hack and slash game. It's undead and stuff. Oh wow, look at this. No drops besides cutting fluid. Oh my god. That's pain. Jesus. Does it only work with Noah? It still doesn't... it still doesn't reset the cooldown for all your skills. Unless it's not shown. Let's try that again. And that's right, Noah is gonna eat today. She's gonna eat real good because she's gonna munch on some machines. I hope she's got the teeth for it. She needs to get Thompson's teeth. The only teeth that can eat other teeth. I'm so happy that Noah got buffed. Her getting buffed is like such an amazing improvement to her. She's no longer like the bottom rung anymore. She's actually usable without having extreme gear. Okay. No, they've done skill cooldown resets before. Nope. Still doesn't work. I'm trying to use Harpy's Dream Shade and I use the cooldown reset function. Didn't do it. God, these are such incredible improvements for her. If there's any review I want to go back and like look at again, it's for Noah. Noah absolutely deserves needs to have a second chance for it for sure. Whoa! Good lord, she just got fucking gunned down. I love this little demon like you wouldn't believe. And now she actually gets like the best costume she's gonna probably ever get. It's such a good look for her. She got the whole ass out there. She don't half-ass anything. Ooh, Sora. Let's do something for you. Let's go blue. I want to do that again. Blue Sora is really fun. Oh yeah, that's right. Emily's supporter is gonna be like really nuts for Sora. I just realized that because I think it's like it increases the critical hit rate for ranged attackers, and it's like absolutely perfect for her. For characters like it's like absolutely perfect for for Sora, who's also another protect ranged character. Micah will absolutely get a huge amount of use from something like that too. Anything to buff up Micah's critical hit rate is like phenomenal. Finally, Blue actually getting some Blue is actually eating well for the most part now. I'm glad. They're stuck in the pat. They don't eat as well as red or green, but well, they're eating something. They're eating something besides the scraps from the other two colors. Yeah, I'll keep Lilith in the main slot. 5/5. Another 5. Oh, Vijaya. Yo, Fokajaya. Oh yeah, blue build is like fantastic for Sora. It's like it's so good. It's like I remember I took that. I know I streamed that before where Sora has actually completed the tower, and we did it in 2 attempts. And it's like it's doable with Sora. I mean, like, you got the gear, you got the means, you go for it. Look at that. That's a million. That's like 1.1 million damage on a crit. and she heals all that damage back. And since it's armored too, you can actually get like really aggressive with it. You don't get knocked out of it the same way. You don't get knocked out of it the same way you would like with Rin. Oh. There you go. Blow him away, Sora. Fantastic. Good job. Do, do, do. Oh, she renewing. Let's do that one. Oh yeah, I remembered they brought back Shiranui's wedding skin, and they also brought back, what is it? This is like the fourth or fifth time that they brought back the nun outfit for Shiranui, and I was like, they really, really like running that outfit again. Does it really make them that much money? It has to be. Because it's like, man, it's so nuts. Because they have reran, well, this is actually the first time we've gotten White Almighty, the supporter, and the weapon together again. To be reran, you can draw for it. I think for the first time in a long time. We haven't gotten Sakura's done ever since the first time it ran. Besides the outfit, that's been reran twice. Sagi's White Almighty outfit's been reran several times. The Onyx Destructor, whatever, the one for Yukikaze has been reran like 5 times. Same with her mother's. It's like I guess those outfits like make fucking bank every time they get released. I honestly wish they would make them permanent. Like slash the prices on them and make them like a permanent package or something, because they really, really like doing it. It's almost as if like I don't even need to like wait or say tell people to like wait or anything like that. You just say like, okay, you'll just eventually you'll get Shiranui's costume again. It'll just come on by. This is still her best costume. Well, Phantom Mistress and the wedding outfit are really great. This is the 3rd time it has been run. Because it's obviously in the shop right now, so it's when the game started last year and this year. Goodness gracious. You can actually get it in white. I think we can all agree though that Phantom Mermaid's kind of sad golden pass reward right there. That ain't nothing. That's crap. It's the eye of the spider. I mean, you don't really have to feel so bad, Postman, about putting the game to the side. There isn't very much happening right now. I mean, you can just log in, do some daily stuff, clear out the event over time. Like, you don't need to, throw your life away over it. It's okay. I think what's his face released a video Taimanin Amazing is back, and he released a video releasing his update today, like where he's been, and he got a burnout on the game because he was playing it every day and uploading content about it and news, and it's like, yeah, that's gonna happen. It happens to all of us actually, because if you try to make a mountain out of a molehill from like whatever small thing happens in this game, you're not gonna get you will never get anything out of this. Which is usually I don't like making news content for this game because there is no news. That's just the thing about it. The news is very scarce and you're not going to get a lot of things out of it. So that's why you stream the game and you make side content for it. I have my niche and I have a lot of fun doing it. Ooh, Shizuru. Sometimes I forget there's actually like children who play this, and they will get their information from YouTube as well. And Taimanin Amazing does like a really great job of giving the news to the people. I can't remember what I was gonna do. I know, let's roll a die. Red it is. But yeah, Taimanin Amazing does very good informational videos as well. Usually I don't try to lean into like speculation or anything like that sort of stuff. Well, I say I try not to, but I made 2 videos about it. But I do have, I do like making a lot of educational content because everybody loves to learn. Everybody can appreciate learning more about the game and getting better. That's what I like to do. Something I probably should really get back into. Well, no, I have something else I was doing for the most part. Oh yeah, we use Shizuru. Well, yeah, now Taimanin Amazing is back, and he's probably gonna like absorb all of our audiences again. Well, more or less, we can all really just share. We all really, pretty much like the whole AT community knows each other, and we all watch our content for the most part. We all watch each other's stuff and like really support each other, which is very nice. I like that a lot. Everyone's very supportive for the most part. It's good stuff. But he did mention today that like co-op is getting added to the game, and that's something I wanted to. That's something I remembered earlier. Is like co-op is gonna be a really cool function for sure. We will be able to do that sort of stuff. We will be able to play on Action Taimanin co-op nights or something, where you guys can go learn. You can guys go see what a fuck around with like a 120 account and see what that feels like. They're probably going to release the level cap upgrade on anniversary. Who knows? How you doing there, Jugao? We finished our run with Miss Uehara Rin on the tower. She did a great job. But now we're just doing some secret missions until it's until the time hits. Oh crap! I want this. There we go. Oh, jeez. And yes, the community is quite supportive. I like that a lot. You guys will watch all of our stuff, and you're not afraid to tell us when something ain't good. That's for sure. At least on the YouTube side of things. I don't pay much attention to like the Reddit side of that sort of stuff. I post what I need to, and I do that sort of stuff. It's the eye of the spider. Shizuru will be a very interesting tower run for sure. Life is so difficult for her on certain floors. Full 1 second wind up. Unbelievable. Because Shizuru is a very technical character. Well, I don't need to repeat that. I will literally just end up saying the same things I made in my video during Christmas. No, it was like earlier this year. No, man. Shizuru's video and like Micah's are some of my most favorite ones I've ever worked on. I love them so much. They're like two of my favorite characters. They're so fantastic. But co-op will be very nice. You get 2 out of your 50 friends and you just blast the tower, no sweat, no problem. And I love it. That's what something I would like to see happen for the most part. It really needs to be a thing. Because they just showed like if you probably go into like the co-op missions or what have you, you just probably get AI partners or something if the game can't find people to match you up with or you have anything like that. I hope you can have like private rooms and stuff like that, and you have lobbies so you can create groups and everything like that. Who knows? We'll actually have Taimanin raid night. Wouldn't that be something? We just have like we have Taimanin raids and everything. We have to coordinate and all that sort of stuff. It's like, okay, dude, we need like one Astaroth, and we need 2 Emily. We need an Emily. No, we need a Shizuru and an Emily or an Emily. Because if there's one thing I want to do, is when that like co-op or like the three Taimanin things at once sort of thing happens, I finally will get to talk about party composition, and then it's like, oh man, we're gonna get to like my favorite thing about RPGs is when you can have like cascading party party synergy and builds, because there are characters that are obviously in this game 100% built to work with other characters, and they haven't put in co-op yet, but it's not there yet, and I'm actually really excited about that. But you do like how Miss Shizuru does play. You only got her at 60. You should get on the grind. You should there, Dan. She's fantastic. One of my most favorite characters to play, because because not only is she's gear dependent, she's also very dependent on you as a player not to get your shit kicked in. Because like, everybody always talks about like her red build is like, you know, really good for damage. It's like, it is. Like I shotgun down most content with red, but it's like my red only works because I have all the tools to make red work. It's like saying you need a 5/5 Murasaki to make blue work. Go back with the classics. 2 Rs, 1 SR. No, we don't have the demon booster. We have to use the UR version. Get supernova. And yes, in the raids will actually not be jobbers and get totally graped ruthlessly. Oh no, we're winners. We don't lose. The Taimanins never get graped at all in this game. They just make a strategic retreat. See, there you go. Family friendly. God damn it. Oh, Astaroth. I mean, I'm sure you can get Shizuru at some point there, Postman. It's like she's 1200, and who knows? Maybe they will have like what's that thing called again? The character pick ticket. Yeah, that. They may have like something like that at some point. Like, it won't just be like starter characters or anything like that. It will probably be like wave 4 and 5 characters, where it's like, you know, you can pick like Astaroth, Shizuru, Tokiko, Sora, Rin, all those sort of characters. Yeah, it's just shadow clones that totally receive it. Like those clones, they just disappear when they make a, you know, when the robots or the evil people or anything like that make the impact. See, it's like nothing happened. Nothing happened in Taimanin Square. Easy as that. Okay, then, Postman. We'll see you next time. Almost getting time for me, too. We'll finish this off with Emily, then, so we can have with, and we'll do this with Emily, and then, probably cut it there, because I want to get my movies ready. Oh boy, her weapon is going to be absolutely freaking nuts. The rich get fucking richer with Emily's new weapon that's coming out. Oops. All right, good job there, Emily. I'm still using her giraffe costume, and it's like, man, she got a limited costume not even a month ago, and now she's getting another one. They love Emily. Emily is their darling character over there at Gremory. And I don't blame them. I love Emily. She's great. She's fantastic, even. Alright, great. Well, perfect. We got all our stuff done today. We had a very nice run with Miss Rin. She did a good job. She fought hard and fought well, and we beat all 75 floors of the tower. No problem. Everything for quote-unquote first tried. Thanks, everybody, for stopping by today. Thanks for welcoming back, too. It was really great stuff. We had a good time today. So, as always, you gotta like, comment, rate, favorite, subscribe, do all the good sort of stuff. Make sure to hit the notification as well so you know when I am streaming and when I have new content coming out. Tomorrow we may be doing something else. Maybe tomorrow I'll probably do Senran Kagura or anything like that. But we will probably find out tomorrow what I'm going to do. But regardless, thanks for coming by, everybody. And as always, I'll see you next time. Goodbye, everybody.